Western State Bank, Miller Veterinary Clinic, Richards Financial Services, Scott City Eye Center, Farm Bureau Financial Services Agent Neil Baker, Scott Recreation Commission, Precision Ag and Seed, Next Tech Wireless, Scott City Ace Hardware, True North Cafe, State Farm Agent Michael Trout, Plain Jans, Pioneer Communications, Fro Heating and Cooling, Lot Motors, United Wireless, Lewis Automotive Group, Scott County Lumber, Weathers Land and Livestock, Fairleigh Feed Yard, First National Bank, Pro Adjuster, Scott County Hospital, Scott Pro, Security State Bank, Western Kansas Insurance, Wheatland Electric, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Hugh and Berta Benz, Turner Sheet Metal, Spud's Hunting and Fishing Supplies, Giftologist, Mom and Pop's Burger Stop, and the Scott City Booster Club.
Welcome to the Scott Co-op Pregame Show. When it comes to success, it's all about teamwork. Whether it's the Scott City Beavers or your farming operation, it's teamwork that counts. You can count on the entire Scott Co-op team to make your operation successful. Here's Adam Kadavy.
And good evening and welcome to Hayes High School in Hayes for Beaver basketball tonight as the Scott City Beavers take on their lone team from the Western Athletic Conference this year in the Hayes High Indians. Your studio engineers, Jimena Bang in the Mix 94.5 studios, and also once again teaming up here with the Beaver Broadcasting Network. I'm Adam Kadavy. Well, Scott City is ready for their home stretch of the regular season and looking to add to their win total here tonight, but in front of them is going to be a pretty tough task on both the girls and boys side. Scott City Lady Beavers, they're now ranked number 10 in the latest Kansas Basketball Coaches Association poll that was out today. They come in with a record of 8-5 on the year and 1-0 in Great West Activity Conference play after a win over Cimarron at home on Friday night, 55-28 to get to 8-5 on the year. They have won their last 3 ball games. Hayes has snapped a one-game skid. They've been last couple of games win-loss win. They won over the Great Bend Panthers, our big rival, on Friday night here in this building, 44-37. Hayes High at 7-5 on the year, and they are in the driver's seat for the Western Athletic Conference right now at 3-0 on the year with a pretty big, heavy whack-up schedule coming up in February. Their win was against Great Bend, and they also have faced a couple of familiar foes for Scott City, or will be familiar, I should say, in the coming weeks here. With the Ulysses, they already played them at the Orange and Black, and, of course, Liberal. Scott City saw them in the Jamboree back in November. The boys' game, it's going to be round 2 of the brother-in-laws tonight as Scott City takes on Hayes High. The Beavers 8-5 on the year, snapped a 3-game losing streak on Friday night with their win 59-44 over the Cimarron Blue Jays, and they got to 1-0 conference play. And the Beavers have a pretty big test ahead of them tonight with the Hayes High Indians, who are a young team but a very talented team. They're 7-5 on the year. They also are unbeaten. They had a huge win over a very good Great Bend team here at home, 59-47. They had that on Friday night here against their big rival, the Great Bend Panthers. After their overtime loss to Goodland at the Orange and Black, they have rattled off 3 consecutive wins over Pine Creek Liberty, and then most recently, Great Bend. More to come in your pregame show. We'll come back after this 3-minute break. We'll hear comments from head coach Amy Felker. Once again, back in 3 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Form your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform. And go Beaver.
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at WSBKS.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
Just helped us tremendously, and it helped create so much offensively for us.
It was kind of it was pretty balanced really to start the ball game, and they took away Megan in that first half especially, but then she was able to get her 9 points, I believe it was, in the ball game, and then it was Avery that kind of got started, and then it was Erica, so it was great to see it by committee.
You know, it was nice that, one person got hot, and then they shifted the defense a little bit, and then the next girl stepped up, and then the next girl stepped up. We talked about teams that they really focus on the inside, guarding the inside, which gives us the outside opportunities first. And I said, you just have to be patient on the inside, because eventually they're going to have to start overplaying the guards, and then that will open up the inside. And that's exactly what happened for us in the second half. And the girls read it and made great passes all over the court, whether it was to a guard or to a post, and we were attacking. So, we just took what Cimarron gave us.
I had to like what you saw once again from your bench, and you had a great night from Kaylee. She had the 4 points there. I think one was on a putback and one was on a well-designed inbound.
She just works hard. She's really out there to play defense, and they just gave her a couple opportunities, and she put them in. And so, it's fun for the young girls to, have those big nights for themselves, and, just happy for her.
Once again, Coach Amy Felker here pregame tonight. Scott City takes on Hayes. Hayes is a pretty solid team this year, and I know they lost their opening round of the Orange and Black, but to a pretty good Beloit team and ended up being in the finals. But this is a really good Hayes team that's got a lot coming back from last year.
They're very athletic. They got a couple of really big girls on the inside that are very athletic and can jump and move that we're going to have to take away. And then they also got, the Martin girl on the perimeter that can shoot well beyond the three-point line, and she can attack. She just kind of runs the show for Hayes. So, and the rest of the girls are very well balanced and good players. So we're going to have to bring our A game to Hayes and work really hard against them.
There's been times this year where you guys have kind of had the height disadvantage, and it's really hurt down in the spot, or the block especially. What are some things that you try to do to maybe combat that and have that opportunity to maybe come out of here with a win?
They're probably going to play some man against us, so we're just going to have to attack from the guards and try to get the people to help off of our inside players so then we can get them a quick dish or that kind of stuff. We're just going to have to really attack the offensive boards and try to get some easy baskets that way. So, we're just going to keep attacking and working hard and keep doing what we're doing, and, hopefully we can find the opening.
Should be a good one here tonight for Scott City as they take on the Hayes High Lady Indians. Coach Amy Felker here in the pregame. And, Coach, thanks again for the time, and good luck to you guys.
Thanks, Adam.
How about Scott City Lady Beaver Coach Amy Felker? Your pregame interview is brought to you by Farmville Financial Services with Hugh and Berta Benz and Scott City and Leota. More to come on your pregame show. We'll have a breakdown of the matchup, starters, keys to the game, and the tip-off after this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Clinic in Scott City.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 card trolls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
To save. Don't miss out. Stop by United or visit getunited.com/500back today. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
And we welcome you back here inside Hayes High School Gymnasium. I'm Adam Kadavy here, and we're back here for Beaver basketball tonight as Scott City Beavers taking on the Hayes Indians. And for what it sounds like, this will be the final time for at least the next few years that Scott City and Hayes are going to be matching up on the court here. So it'll be interesting in that regards. As so this is kind of a fun meeting, and it'll go away for at least the next couple of years. But in this girls' series, the Hayes High Lady Indians have won the last 3, and they lead it all-time 4-1. In fact, they've played every year since 2019. Their first ever meeting was in the orange and black in Colby. Scott City's lone win was in 2020 in that quarterfinal matchup of the orange and black, where they won that by the score of 56-35. Last year, it was 46-32. In Scott City, and Lady Beavers are looking to snap their losing streak of 3 in a row by the Hayes High Lady Indians here tonight against, by the Hayes High Lady Indians here for Scott City. Lady Beavers, they've done it with a lot of defense, good defense. They've only given up 7 field goals combined over the last 2 games. In the second half against their opponents, they only gave up 3 against Hugoton last Tuesday. They gave up 4 against Cimarron on Friday night, but they've had a really good balance in their offense, especially on Friday night. Avery Lewis tied her career high with 14 points, and she had her season high and tied that career high. And then you had also Megan Trout with 9, Erica Felker 10, and Kendall Gentry 9. And so that's good to see a lot of balance across the board for Lady Beavers there in that win over Cimarron. But they're going to experience a taller team, a lengthier team here tonight than they've played in maybe since Smoky Valley, with the Hayes High Lady Indians. Scott City trying to win their 4th in a row and match their season-long winning streak. A win tonight by the Lady Beavers as well would eclipse their win total from the last couple of years. They had 8 last year, 8 2 years ago, and then 6 3 years ago in Coach Felker's first year. But so far, Scott City has done a pretty good job of steals, 11.5 steals. They average 14.5 turnovers. They've really cut down on the turnovers here, and that's going to be a big story for them here tonight. On the other side, you take a look at Hayes. They're led by Lynn Melvin, also in his fourth season. He's brought a lot of stability to the Hayes High Lady Indian program. It's still a pretty young team, no seniors in their starting lineup, and they only have one senior on the bench for Hayes, but they are led by Katie Lindenberger, who averages 14 a game. She's a 6-foot junior. Molly Martin, a 5'8 junior. Lindenberger averages 9.5. Martin, 13.5. And then also Zoe Winter, a sophomore, who's coming off a double-double, 15 points, 11 boards. She's a 5'11 sophomore, averages 7 points a game. So they do bring a lot of length. And they do have a good crew that comes off the bench. They're averaging at around 44 points a game. Are the Hayes High Lady Indians. Scott City at around 52. So that'll make things a little interesting here tonight for Scott City against Hayes. As Lady Beavers, once again, will be on the road here for the next two after tonight. They go to Ulysses for a league game, and Ulysses will have a week off to prepare for Scott City after they picked up 2 wins in 2 days. They defeated Hugoton on Friday night at home and then went to Cimarron and won on Saturday in a makeup game. So they're coming in with a little confidence, and they've won 3 games in the month of January, and something that they haven't been used to in a while, but they're starting to feel a little confidence. So that'll be an interesting game for Scott City. And then Hayes, they'll go back into WAC play on Friday. They'll go to Dodge City, and then they have McPherson coming to town next week here, next Tuesday night. And they have a pretty rough schedule. They'll have Abilene, who's winless, but Garden City, Great Bend, but very manageable schedule for Hayes right now coming into tonight. They're trying to avoid that 4-5 spot as well to avoid playing Andover in the championship in 5A, in the West anyway. Coming into tonight, the Lady Beavers are sitting in the number 4 spot at 8-5 on the year. As right now they would host Chapman coming into tonight, who has a 4-7 record. Scott City at 8-5, and then there's 3 teams right behind them at 7-5. Clay Center, Pratt, and Clearwater. McPherson's 9-3, Circle 9-2. And McPherson beat Circle last night, and then Wellington, who is 12-1, is a very solid team in Class 4A. But the Lady Beavers ranked for the first time since 2020. Coming into today in the latest Kansas Basketball Coaches Association poll, ranked to number 10 in Class 4A. As we will roll right into your starting lineups here for this matchup between Scott City and the Hayes High Lady Indians. Let's start off with your starting lineups presented by Security State Bank in Scott City and Leota. Free bill pay and online banking. Safe, secure, and easy to use. Member FDIC. For the Lady Beavers, coached by Amy Felker in her 4th season, assisted by Justin Fro and Amber Lotta, to be Kendall Gentry, the 5'5 junior, at 8.4 points and 4 rebounds. points and 3 assists per contest. Avery Lewis, a 5'9 junior, 9 points, 4 rebounds a game. And Kramer, the 5'9 senior, at 3.6 points and also 3.5 rebounds. And Megan Crouch in the game. So it's the same lineup for game number 14 as it was game 1 for 14 straight games. Kendall Gentry, Erica Felker, Avery Lewis, Cheyenne Kramer, and Megan Trout. For Hayes High, they are coached by Lynn Mills for season, and Lynn is assisted by Brandon Maska, Matt Brooks, Mark Watts, and Haley Wolf. It'll be Katie Lynn, 9.5 points and 5.5 boards a game. She's a 6'5 junior. Molly Martin, a 5'8 junior, 13.5 points, 3.5 rebounds a game. Kinley Windsor, a 5'5 junior. Getting the start. She has not scored this year. Riley Drayler, a 5'8 junior. She averaged 2 points and 1.5 points a game. Zoe Winter, the 5'11 sophomore, 7 points and 5.5 boards a game. So Katie Lindenberger, Molly Martin, Kinley Winter, Riley Dreyer, and Zoe Winter. Those are your starting lineups presented by Security State Bank.
572-7226. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Keys to the game tonight, once again presented by State Farm agent Michael Trout. We go with the proven winner when it comes to insurance. They score big with their policyholders. Keys tonight for Scott City. I think you have to play big and play fast. Hayes is a team that is going to be the lengthier team. Second key for Scott City, keep your composure as well. And those are your keys to the game. Scott City wearing the road navy blue tops with the lighter blue numbers and letters and white trim. Hayes High in their home white uniforms tonight with the maroon numbers and letters and gold trim. And we're about set for basketball here, so it'll be Katie Lindenberger against Megan Trout. Oh, we're going to get a re-jump. They both missed time the jump, so we get another attempt at it. Number 2, and somebody lost a contact or something, or maybe it was somebody drug some popcorn out on the court. Who knows? Or candy. All right, they got it taken care of. Round 2. Lindenberger and Trout. This time, it's going to be won by Hayes High, and we are underway. It'll be Martin, the 5'8 junior. She has over 1,000 career points. I believe I saw that. She hit that in the orange and black, and now she has it up top with it. She's just a junior. This is a non-senior lineup for Hayes. Very young, but very talented. Driving in, here's Riley Dreyer to go right baseline for the 16-footer. No for Winter, and the rebound goes to backside Kendall Gentry. Scott City with their first opportunity here. We're just 25 seconds in, no scores. Hayes High and a man-to-man give and go to Kendall Gentry. She'll split the defenders, goes up, but she's fouled, and she'll get 2 free throws. We're going to get the foul on Riley Dreyer, her first. Gentry to the line, or she had 9 points, and it's perfect to line on Friday night, now 53% on the year. And I probably jinxed her. Nope, I didn't. Good. 1-0 Scott City leads here. 7:30 to go first quarter. As a team, Scott City has slowly gotten better. They're 59% at the foul line. Hayes High is 68%, and Gentry makes it 2-0. She's really found her groove at the line this year. We're 30 seconds in, and Scott City draws first blood. Martin to bring it across right to left for the white-shirted Lady Indians from Hayes High. Of course, in a couple of years, they'll be playing in a new facility. They'll jump stop and ball deflected out by Megan Trout. Good defense helping. They try to get it backside to Katie Lindenberger. It'll still stay Scott City ball, or Hayes High ball, with 7:12 here in the opening frame. They broke ground on New School to the east of here, and they'll put that one up, and it'll be Zoe Winter. And she's coming off a double-double, 15-11. We're tied early 2-2, first minute of this ball game. 7:08 to go here in the first. Winter, as I mentioned, 15 points, 11 rebounds against Great Bend on Friday night. She's really become their third option this year. Kramer up top, and they're going to call a moving screen on Erica Felker. An interesting call there on Felker, her first. It looked like more than anything else that it was Winter that kind of just that bumped Scott City out high, but hey, official saw something different than I did. Back door wide open and a layup by Martin. No, and then they call some pretty touchy fouls there on Scott City last few seconds. There was 6:49 to go. They're going to get the block on Cheyenne Kramer. Already 2 team fouls on Scott City, and Molly Martin is 63% at the line. Correction, that's Lindenberger. She is 66%, and she breaks the 2-2 tie. 6:49 to go here first quarter. So Hayes with their first lead of the night early on here, 3-2. Unbeaten in the WAC right now. Second free throw, that's too strong. Tracking down the board is going to be Zoe Winter, and then almost ripped away. Now driving in here is Lindenberger, kicks it out left wing. Winter drives left baseline, goes up strong, and she scores it. She has 4 of their 5, 5-2, 6:36 to go first quarter, and can't give Hayes too many opportunities there, and they took advantage of that one. Gentry to try to bring it across. She's guarded by Kinley Winter. Now uses up her dribble, finds Megan Trout in the front court, and she'll throw it away in Scott City's second straight turnover. Nobody home there. Taking it all the way here is Winter, then ripped out of there by Trout as she gets it back. Turnover number 1. Trout lead pass down the floor to Erica Felker. She'll look to drive, pulls up, finds Avery Lewis backside of the layup, and that spins in. Nice fast break for Scott City. Lewis with the first basket. She has 2. 5-4 with 6 minutes to go first quarter. And a good fast break that time by Lady Beavers. And points off turnovers. Into Lindenberger, guarded by Trout. Her current flip shot, no good, but the backside board, and had Winter with great position underneath on the backside. She already has 6 points and 2 boards, 7-4, 5:48 to go first quarter, and she's already affected Scott City here in the first couple of minutes. Gentry trying to get it across. Avery Lewis sets a mean screen, now has it in the front court. She got it from Gentry, back up top to Kendall. Hayes stays man-to-man here as we're approaching a zone here. Looks like 5.5 to go first quarter. Driving in now, left corner is Gentry for a three. Yes! Gentry with her 11th triple ties it up for the second time at 7. She has 5. 5:20 to go first quarter. So Lady Beavers, who had 5 the other night against Cimarron, have their first 3. Now they'll go to Lindenberger, and she gets around Trout for 2. She has 3. And it's 9-7 here with 5:07 to go first quarter. Both teams really coming out shooting pretty well early on. Scott City's hit both of their shots. Hayes is 4 of their first 5. Felker into the front court, dribbles behind the back, goes to her right. Now needs help as she finds Trout, and then she gets a reach-in foul on Katie Lindenberger. That is her first. Hayes' second foul of the quarter with 4:51 to go in the opening frame. Our first subs of the night enter. It's Mackenzie Metzger's in for Scott City, and she'll replace Cheyenne Kramer. And for Hayes High, it's Annie Humphrey, a 5'4" sophomore, comes in with 1 point a game off the bench. Felker will throw it up top to Avery Lewis, who'll reel in with 4:50 to work here in the opening frame. Lewis guarded tightly by Martin out high. Now it's screen for Gentry. She'll drive in right side. Here's Metzger looking to drive in out high to Felker. She'll try a 3 for the lead. She'll be good on it. Felker with their 17th triple puts Scott City back up by 1, 10-9. 4.5 to go first quarter. So both teams shooting about as hot as it was outside today here in the first quarter. Humphrey with it out high. Scott City has hit 3 of their first 3 shots. Hayes has hit 4 of their first 5. Scott City 2 of 2 for the line. That's the difference, as Hayes is 1 of 2. 4:14 to work here. Humphrey looks to drive in, pivots, now out high to Molly Martin. Martin guarded by Gentry. She'll drive strong to the left in her layup. Hits the rim short, and the rebound goes to Scott City midway through this first quarter. Lady Beavers with a couple of rebounds here in their early going. Now left corner, it's to Avery Lewis. Up top to Kendall. Gentry finds Trout. The foul line goes to her right. Right corner to Felker, open for a 3. That one is off, and the rebound goes to Zoe Winter, who already has 3 rebounds in this first quarter with her 6 points. And now stealing a layup that time by Felker as she pickpockets the Hayes High Indians. Scott City on a 5-0 run to go up 12-9 with 3.5 to go first quarter. Lady Beavers have already hit a couple threes here in this opening period. And now right side, shot blocked by, they're going to get the hack on Trout. That'll be her first and the team's third. It's interesting. He's made all 3 calls of fouls on Scott City here early on. I'm not saying that there are bad calls, but that one was probably the most legitimate of them all. But there were some fouls involved in it. Lindenberger back to the line. She hits the first, 12-10. 3:29 to go here in the first. In is going to be Bridget Ross, a 5'10 senior. And also in is a 5'10 freshman, Morgan Armbruster. And in for Scott City is Krista Irvin as Kendall Gentry exits. 12-10, 3:29 here in the first. Second free throw also good, and it's 12-11. Lindenberger with 5 in the early going. Winter has 6. Here's Irvin trying to get it through traffic, tried to bounce pass, and then she ripped it back after Hayes stole it. And Irvin will throw it up too strong. Tried had the rebound, but loses it. Picked up by Irvin, and Scott said he has another crack at it, but then Irvin loses it. Turnover number 3. A lot of contact underneath there, but nothing called. In transition, layup good and 1. And now Scott City's leading scorer has 2 fouls. 13-12, Hayes is back up by 1 with 3:08 to go first quarter. And Scott City already with 4 fouls. Lindenberger at the line. She already has 5 points make that 7 in this first quarter as Hayes is on a 4-0 run. Stroud has to exit with 2 fouls. Kaylee Felker in for the first time, and that free throw is good. 14-12, Hayes back up by 2. As the teams have traded 5-point runs. 3 minutes to go first quarter. Felker goes to Chris Irvin. To her right now finds Kaylee Felker just inside the 3-point arc to Erica. Turns down the 3, looking to drive in. She'll take a stronger left and gets it stuffed, and or say that Lindbergh went straight up, and then they're going to get the rebound, and a travel does Hayes. That'll be their second turnover. As back in for the first time is Molly Buckles, a 6'1 sophomore. Avery Lewis is also out, and back in is Kendall Gentry for Scott City. So a very short lineup for the Lady Beavers. As they get it in to right side, here's Felker from Gentry for three. Yes! Erica Felker with 8 first-quarter points and a couple threes. Lady Beavers have hit 3, and they're back up by 1. Our 4th lead change of this period with 2:35 to go first quarter at 15-14. High-scoring first quarter both sides. Humphrey with it. Looking to feed it to the right block, and they do. Turnaround shot blocked that time. Good defense by Irvin on Buckles, and the rebound to Scott City. Lady Beavers up by 1 with the ball here. 2:20 to work first quarter. Here's driving in, wraparound pass. Gentry for a 3. Oh, yes! She has 10 in the quarter, or 8 in the quarter, and it's 18-14 with 2:07 to go first period. Lady Beavers with 12 of their 18 points from downtown in this opening period. Left side goes to Molly Martin, looking to feed it in. She'll look to drive in, and she will take it strong. Her runner, no. Rebound, Kendall Gentry through a lot of contact. And here's Scott City back the other way on with a 4-point lead. Right side, here's Chris Irvin, takes a strong her runner and leaves it short that time again. And the rebound goes to Ross for Hayes High. 18-14, 95 seconds to go first quarter, and a 3 up top, no, for Martin. And the rebound follow-up, no, for Buckles. And the rebound goes to Scott City. Minute 25 to work here in the first. Left side, it's Kendall Gentry with it. And now to Felker, trying to wrap it around, and thought somebody was there for Scott City, and Lady Beavers commit turnover number 4. Avery Lewis, Cheyenne Kramer back into Lady Beaver lineup. That will be Chris Irvin and Erica Felker. Hayes High brings in Riley Dreyer back to lineup. And also Zoe Winter. Scott City with the last 6 points on threes by Kendall Gentry and also Erica Felker. They each have 8 points in this first quarter. The shot for Winter is blocked, and then we're going to get a tie-up on the rebound. Good hustle by Mackenzie Metzger tying up Winter. And it'll belong to Scott City on the possession arrow. Lady Beavers with 6 rebounds in this first quarter, 7 I should say, and Hayes with 5, as Hayes High Lady Indians play a little full court pressure in the final minute of the period. Lewis to take it across the 10-second line, guarded by the freshman Armbruster. Uses upper dribble, does Lewis, hands it off to Kendall Gentry. She'll drive in, wrap around to Cheyenne Kramer, out high to Metzger for a left wing 3. That one crawls off, rebound. Oh, tip to Kramer, her layup. Yes, it's good. Kramer with the putback, her first basket. Scott City with a 20-point first quarter with 40 seconds to go here in the opening frame. 20-14 your score. Out high with it, a screen here for Dreyer. Goes left side over to Zoe Winter with 28 to go in the first. In the whistle, and they're going to get a block on Kaylee Felker. That'll be her first, and that'll put Scott City in the penalty. And 2 free throws coming up for Zoe Winter, who's 59% on the year. Hayes is already 4 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Lady Beavers just 2 of 2, but they have the 20-14 lead, and that's dwindled to 20-15. Erica Felker in for Kendall Gentry, 26.7 here in the opening 8 minutes. Second free throw on the way is also good, and Hayes has hit their free throws. They're back to within 4 again with 25 seconds to work here in the period. Scott City's done a good job last couple of games getting to the foul line. They've been there over 20 times in each of the last 2 games, and then a reach-in foul on Zoe Winter. That is her first, and that'll be Hayes' third of the period with 17 seconds to go. Scott City to inbound it up 4 late first. Lewis trying to get it in. We'll get it to Metzger right near the half-court stripe. Guarded by Armbruster. Now loses the dribble, picks it back up with 10 seconds to go, and almost thrown away here with it as Erica Felker dribbles behind the back. Tight defense. Now she loses her footing, and it's still loose. It's picked up by Felker. It's Kaylee Felker with 3 seconds. Finds Metzger with 2. With 1, Avery Lewis will not get the 3 off in time, and that's the end of your first quarter. Good first quarter for the Lady Beavers. They hit 4 threes and are out to a 20-16 lead after 1 over Hayes. Come back in a minute for the second quarter. This is Scott City basketball.
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Get it done with excellence.
Scott City shot 63% in that first quarter, 7 of 11. Hayes will have the ball to begin the second quarter. Scott City with a 20-16 lead. I'll get Hayes. They were 6-7 line with Lady Indians. Scott City just 2 of 2. Lady Beavers are 4 of 6 on threes in that opening period. With it is Hayes High. Underneath right block, nice shot off the glass, and already 10 for Lindenberger. It's 20-18 if they scored the last 4 of the ball game. 7:40 to go first half. Megan Trout was on the bench, is still on the bench with 2 fouls. She picked up a couple of tough fouls in that first quarter. Kendall Gentry finds a cutter. It's Avery Lewis, and she has another basket. She has 4. 22-18 now. A 7:28 to go first half. So Sky City continues their hot shooting here. Hayes was 5 of 12 in that first quarter. They only attempted 1 3 but missed it. Oh, that's going to be a travel on Katie Lindenberger. Good job by Lewis guarding her, and Hayes with just their 3rd turnover. Lady Beavers had 4 in that opening 8 minutes. As they have the 22-18 lead in the ball. They've led by as many as 6 in this ball game. They use an 8-0 run and about a minute-and-a-half stretch in that first quarter to take a 20-14 lead before Hayes made it 20-16. Pull-up jumper, Metzger too strong, but Kendall Gentry right there the rebound. Her scoop shot, she's got 10. Oh my, she has 4 boards, and it's 24-18. Lady Beavers, minute into the second quarter, continue their hot hand here on the floor. Hayes High with it up top now to Riley Drayler, trying to feed it to the right block, and they do so to Zoe Winter. And she pivots, spins, misses a shot, hits underneath the backboard and goes out of bounds and belongs to Scott City. Out is going to be Kinley Winter. Back in is Annie Humphrey for Hayes. Scott City with a 6-point lead and continuing their hot shooting. They're 9 of 14 in this first half and lead at 24-18. Gentry with it left side, up top down to Cheyenne Kramer. Hayes plays man. Left side to Felker, goes through a pick and roll. Here's Kramer, splits the defenders, goes up. Her shot is blocked, and it looked like Kramer, she was going up, kind of lost the ball, and that'll be a blocked shot. It'll still stay on Hayes' or Scott City's end. With 6:27 to go before halftime. Felker to inbound it for the Lady Beavers. Trying to find a cutter. Here's Lewis. She'll drive in, gets it pickpocketed and still loose. Picked up by Metzger out high. She'll pivot to her right. Goes right corner to Cheyenne Kramer with 6:18 to go. Kendall Gentry up top with it. Lady Beavers with a 6-point lead, and Kramer trying to extend the lead, and she's just short on the 3. And the rebound goes to Annie Humphrey for Hayes. Kramer had a good look there in the right corner. 6-point Hayes, or Scott City lead. Hayes ball almost a steal. Overplay. Here's Martin, pulls up for the 17-footer, and she can't get that one to go. Rebound, follow up and in for the Winter, who already has 10 points and 4 boards. It's 24-20 with 5:53 to go first half. Winter and Lindenberger have their own points in the half for Hayes High. 5:44 to work here in the half. With it is Lewis. Boy, Martin got poked there, and then Scott City with a bad pass and turnover number 5. A lot of contact there, and then another one hits the deck. They don't call that one either. So they've been consistent on that. Now here comes Martin racing across. Goes right wing, the pass to Annie Humphrey. Humphrey driving in on Metzger, pulls up the left elbow. May got gotten away the walk, and now driving in. Here's a runner, good. That's Riley Drayler, her first basket. 24-22, 5:19 to go first half, and it's a 30-second Scott City timeout as Hayes has scored the last 4 in the ball game with 5:19 to go first half. Basketball presented here tonight by American Implement, B&H Paving, Bartlett Grain, Beavertown, FFL, Birding Farms, Beef Belt, also Brookover Cattle Company, Shells Flowers, the Moore Clintz Diesel Repair, DeKalb Bayer, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Hugh and Berta Benz, Fairleigh Companies, First National Bank, and Farm Bureau Financial Services agent Neil Baker. Well, Scott City has led by 6 on a couple of occasions. They've really come out and had some high percentage shots in this first half. That's been a catalyst to their 24-22 lead here, but Hayes has gotten to the line a little bit more at 6 of 7 in the half. Hayes has hit 2 of their first, make that 3 of their first 4 shots in this second quarter. Scott City has hit 2 of their first 4, make that 2 of their first 5. Out of the 32nd timeout, Scott City basketball's Kendall Gentry bringing across. Kaylee Felker's re-entered the ball game for Scott City. Chris Irvin in there. I'll mention Kendall Gentry, Erica Felker. Now lob too high for Avery Lewis. Had a great idea, but bad pass and turnover number 6. Had the right idea. Lewis as well out there for Hayes. It is Riley Dreyer just scored the basket. Molly Martin, who's walking it across. Zoe Winter, Annie Humphrey, and also Katie Lindenberger. They get a screen here up top. Driving in, here's Humphrey. Dishes underneath, shot up, and it's a 6-0 run. Lindenberger with a dozen. 24 all with 4:48 to go first half, and that's kind of a double whammy for the Lady Beavers. They turn the ball over out of a timeout, and then they get a pickpocket, a third straight turnover, and then they give up a basket. Hayes with it, and that's going to be a travel in the backcourt. Hayes with their 4th turnover of the half. So Sky City needs to cut down on the turnovers here. They've had 3 in a row here, and 6-7 now in the half. Gentry exits, re-entering as Mackenzie Metzger. Back in for Hayes is Dreyer, I believe, and out is going to be Zoe Winter. So Hayes goes a little smaller here. Actually, that is Bridget Ross, a 5'10 senior, and she's a lone senior on their lineup with 4.5 to go first half. With it is Irvin looking to drive. No fouls called either side here in the second quarter. Into Kaylee Felker, gives it back to Erica, who drives a nice step dish to the backside. Kaylee Felker, oh no, rebound tipped and last touch by Hayes. It'll be Scott City ball. Gotta wonder if they've worked on that in the driveway before, not Kaylee and Erica, but almost got it to go there. We're tied at 24, 4:17 to go first half. Inbound in left side to Mackenzie Metzger, left corner to Erica Felker. We'll throw it back up to Chris Irvin, right side to Avery Lewis. Looking to drive in. Gets poked away, picked up by Metzger. Halfway mark, second quarter. We're tied at 24. Hayes on a 6-0 run. Lady Beavers haven't scored in 3 minutes. It was 20-14 after 1. It's 24-24 now. 20-16 after 1, excuse me. Erica Felker with it out high left. Goes to her left, jump stop, loses it, stripped, but picked up by Kaylee Felker. Somehow gets it over to Mackenzie Metzger up top to Avery Lewis. They save the possession. Screen, wanted to shoot it, ball deflected and a turnover. That's 8th Scott City turnover. And then Lewis will steal it right back, and then almost knocked it off of Martin. And keeps it in play. Shot blocked by Metzger, but rebounded by Lindenberger. And this has been a bodies colliding, and then they call a tie-up out of all that, and it belongs to Scott City. Man, oh man. It was almost like a different form of a twister being played out there for a while, but nobody was called for a foul, and now they're back to action here with 3:25 to go first half. Scott City with it tied at 25 on a 3.5-minute draw. Avery Lewis throws up a tough shot and gets it to go. The prayer is answered to 26-24. She has a half a dozen, 3:10 to go first half. Now driving in left side, here's Winter, thrown away. Hayes is with her 6-turn relief pass. Avery Lewis with it. She'll take it all the way. Her left-handed layup, no. A lot of contact on that one. They don't call it. Rebound, Armbruster, and then she holds on to it. And she almost drew the foul, and back here is Martin the other way, and a whistle, and that's going to be a block. With 2:53 to go first half, that'll be the first foul either side in the second quarter. And the foul will be charged to Mackenzie Metzger, her first. Kendall Gentry in for Scott City. Out will be Molly Martin, and back in as Annie Humphrey as Metzger will exit. So Scott City up by 2. Hayes with the ball to inbound it. Morgan Armbruster back in there. The 5'10 freshman goes right side with it to Winter. Up top to Armbruster. She is a good three-point threat as a freshman. Now to Kinley Winter. Go out high to Annie Humphrey, guarded by Gentry. 2:40 to go second quarter. 26-24. Scott City with a 2-point lead, and they can extend it. They get the steal with Kendall Gentry. Steps right in the passing lane, takes it going up, and she's stripped and fouled. And so Scott City draws the first foul on Hayes this quarter, and they'll get 2 free throws. And Gentry looking to extend her first half where she has 10 points and leads Scott City. Mentioned Humphrey, the first foul of the quarter for Hayes, and her first personal overall. First free throw for Kendall is good. 27-24 Lady Beavers, the last 3. 2:33 to go first half. Cheyenne Kramer in for Avery Lewis, and Scott City's been able to maintain the lead or stay tied with their leading scorer Megan Trout on the bench with 2 fouls she picked up in the first quarter. That second free throw too strong, and the rebound into the hands of Molly Buckles. Hayes is on the glass in the first half, but Scott City with a 3-point lead with 2:25 to go before intermission. Almost an overplay that time. Buckles goes left. Here's drive again, Kinley Winter. Now back to Ross. Here's a three for Armbruster, and we're tied. She has 9 threes on the year, and we're tied for the 4th time at 27 with 2:12 to go first half. Felker with it up top. Finds Cheyenne Kramer left wing extended. She'll drive the left baseline, pivots now to Kendall Gentry. Gentry will go up top to Chris Irvin, right side. Felker spots up for a right side three. Too strong, rebound tracked down by Kramer in the left corner for Scott City. And she'll have it pulled up top to Chris Irvin, back to Felker. She'll drive the right side. She's going to be called for the walk, and that'll be turnover number 9. Had the right idea, just could not pull the trigger on the pass quick enough. And that was Felker's first shot attempt in the second quarter. Molly Martin in to replace Kinley Winter as Avery Lewis and Mackenzie Metzger enter. And out will be Chris Irvin and Kaylee Felker. As I mentioned, Avery Lewis and Metzger back in for Scott City. Also another sub for Coach Len Melvin and his 4th season, Riley Dreher, to replace Annie Humphrey. 27-all, 1:49 to go first half. Scott City's led by as many as 6 on a couple of occasions. Hayes come back to tie it a couple of times here. And they have the chance to take their first lead since 9-7. We're down to 100 seconds to go first half. They get it to the right block to Winter, and then she almost walks with it in the paint. Up top to Armbruster. Goes right side, and a timeout for Coach Lynn Melvin. It's a 30. We'll keep it right here with 1:32 to go first half. Basketball once again presented here by Fro Heating, Cooling, Fro Ag Service, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services, Great Western Tire, Deckmart Furniture and Appliance, High Choice Feeders, Amy Farms, HRC Feed Yards, J&R Car and Truck, J&R Trucking, JF Beaver Advertising, Jackson Legal Group, Lebanon Lawn and Tree. So Scott City, who just picked up their first ranking in 4 years on today, and ranked number 10 in Class 4A, released by the KBCA today. Tied here in Hayes in a pretty tough environment to play. Hayes this year at home, they are 3-3. Their losses to Olathe West, one that they let get away at Manhattan, and then they lost to a pretty good 6A program in Wichita Heights here on this home floor. Minute 20 to go first half. A screen here for Dreher, but cut off up top now to Zoe Winter. Left wing goes to Molly Martin. All around the screen, looking to drive right side, and she'll drive in. Here's a right wing three for the lead. Good. Riley Dreher, her 3rd 3 of the year. She has 5 in this quarter. And 30-27, Hayes with their first lead with a minute to go first half. That is just their 2nd 3 of the ball game, and they've come back-to-back to take a 3-point lead on Scott City, the first lead of the quarter. Final minute of this period, Felker with it, looking to drive. Hayes in a zone. Now Metzger with it. Back up top. Actually, it's not a zone. And now it looks like more of a kind of a, I want to say, a triangle and 2 or box and 1. Here's Felker left side, 40 seconds to go first half. With it is Felker, left side, needs help, finds Kramer at the left elbow, right side to Mackenzie Metzger. She'll try 3 for the tie, off the heel. Rebound trucked down by Avery Lewis for Scott City, and another offensive board for Lady Beavers. Scott City's gone on a little bit of a scoring drought here as of late. 28 seconds to go first half. And Coach Amy Felker saying, let's go for the final shot here. Now back to Gentry here with 18 seconds. Finds a cutter. It's Lewis. She'll go right side. She'll score it, and it's fouled. Avery Lewis with 6 in the quarter, 8 for the half, and it's 30-29 with 16.8 to go first half. And the Lady Beavers is 1 point away from tying this one up. That foul, they've not put it on the board yet. Did not see the personal foul was on, but it's a second team foul, and Lewis will tie it up. 30-all, our 5th tie of the half. 16 seconds to go. I believe that was on Buckles. I could be wrong, but 6 seconds to go. Martin may have gotten away with the walk. Here's Winter left side with 3. With 2, she'll put up the tough shot. Can't get it to crawl in. The rebound, tie it up, and that's half. Buckles at the backside board, but Scott City has fought here, and we are tied at 30-30. 5 ties, 5 lead changes, and we're even at the break at 30 apiece. Halftime show to come your way in 3 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Fro Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Fro Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
The dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services. BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal,
FNBScott.com or come see us at First National Bank of Scott City, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's time for the Precision Ag and Seed Halftime Show. Precision Ag and Seed is a proud supporter of all Scott City activities.
Good first half here in Hayes at Hayes High School as Lady Beavers and Lady Indians tied up at 30. There's a pretty good matchup here. We've had 5 ties, 5 late changes here in the first half. Scott City's had the biggest lead among the teams at 6. They had it at 24-18 last. They also had it at 20-14. Hayes would come back and take a 30-27 lead before Scott City tied it up in the final 16 seconds of the first half at 30-30. So a high scoring affair here in this first half. First half scoring looks like this here. First for the Lady Beavers, they were led in that first half. Kendall Gentry leading the Lady Beavers with 11 points, 9 for Avery Lewis, 8 for Erica Felker, and then 2 for Cheyenne Kramer in the first half. Lady Beavers had 6 fouls. They did have 9 turnovers. Had a steal in that, or a couple steals in that first half. They had 6 defensive rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds for a total of 11 rebounds. For Hayes, they were led by 12 for Katie Lindenberger, and then 10 for Zoe Winter, 5 for Riley Dreyer, and then Morgan Armbruster hit a 3 in the second quarter to tie things up, or at that point at 27, and it's right now 30-30. Hayes in that first half, they did have 4 turnovers, had 6 turnovers, 4 fouls, 4 steals, 4 defensive rebounds, 5 offensive boards for a total of 9 rebounds. So Scott City doing a good job on the backboard, on the glass in the first half. Out rebounded Hayes 11-9 unofficially in the first half. But well played ball game between these two programs. 30-30 is your score at the break. Scott City and Hayes High all evened up. We'll take another 3-minute break, come back with some more first half stats. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and part staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
BBN is brought to you by American Implement, All-in-One Wash, B&H Paving, Fairley Company, Faroe Heating and Cooling, First National Bank, Great Western Tire, Harris Chiropractic,
The world needs more farmers, people who know the land, people who support rural communities, people who are as diverse as each acre they care for. But unless you've been born and raised on a family farm, it's nearly impossible to become a farmer. That's why we are building a team of people from our hometown and across the world to do what they love. We are not just a family farm, we are a multi-family farm. We are Volgamore Family Farms.
Shots. Scott City was 4 of 9 on threes, 7 of 12 on twos, and 4 of 5 from the line. Haynes was 9 of 18 on twos, 6 of 7 at the line. The Lady Beavers did have foul trouble. Megan Trout, who did not attempt a shot in that first quarter, she had 2 fouls out of first quarter, and Scott City was able to maintain the lead or be tied without her. That was huge for Scott City heading into the second half. He had her in there, and it's another dimension for the Lady Beavers here. Hayes did not have anybody in foul trouble. They had 4 different players with a foul. Make that 5 different players, excuse me, with a foul in that first half. Scott City will be back on the road on Friday night as they'll be taking on Ulysses, a team that's won 3 of the last 4 ball games. They're coming in with a little momentum. They won back-to-back on Friday and Saturday, and after winning just 1 game a year ago, they've won 3 of the last 4. They're a very young team, but also has some pretty good senior experience as well. We'll have it for you at Ulysses on Groundhog Night. We'll know about 12 hours before whether the Groundhog will see its shadow or not, but 6 o'clock for the girls and boys to follow. And then Lady Beavers and Beaver boys go to Lakin next Tuesday night for the Lone High Plains League matchup of the year with the Bronx. Hayes, as I mentioned, they go back into WAC play. They go to Dodge City on Friday, and then they host a very good McPherson team on Tuesday nights here in Hayes. They have That might be their toughest game on the schedule for the rest of the season. Coming into the night in the 4A standings for the girls, Wellington at 12-1 and Circle at 9-2, McPherson at 9-3. Circle's actually 9-3. McPherson's now number 2 at 10-3. I didn't have that updated from last night, but Scott City sitting right now in the number 4 spot, trying to maintain that as their second half is underway. It'll be Hayes high ball. Scott City with Kendall Gentry, Erica Felker, Megan Trout back out there. We got a holding foul on Megan Trout. I don't know what she said to the official, but that puts Trout at 3 fouls. I don't know if she said anything to him or looked at him funny, but she has picked up all the fouls from him tonight. First foul of the second half, and the layup is crawling off, but the follow-up, no block, but the third time is good. 3 opportunities for Riley Dreyer. She has 7, and she is 1 off a career high, 32-30. We're 20 seconds into the third quarter. But she had a couple of offensive boards there, did Dreyer. And the ball poked away, and turnover number 10 on Scott City. Kinley Winter with that steal. Hayes high with a 2-point lead. Here's Martin driving underneath and draws another foul. She was clear underneath the basket behind the backboard when she drew the foul on Kendall Gentry, her first. Already 2 fouls on Scott City this second quarter. We're only 37 seconds into the second half. They get the inbound and the 3, and that is too strong. But Hayes High crashes the ball. She stepped out of bounds. Oh, they call a blocking foul? You've got to be kidding me. I don't know what he saw in the blocking foul, but there was no way that Felker touched Winter there. Winter stepped on the baseline, and that is Felker's second, or the third foul on Scott City in the first 45 seconds, and a layup is good off the inbounds for Winter, and it's now 34-30 with 7:10 to go third quarter. I have no idea what the official saw on that, but he initially thought, I guess, there was some contact there. And now call a foul on that. It's Winter with tight defense, and now Avery Lewis. And there was a hack there. Now Kramer with it, but Scott City. And they call a blocking foul, and the Scott City crowd delivers a little bit of a Bronx cheer on that one. That's on Zoe Winter, her first, and the first foul on Hayes this quarter with 6:53 to go here in the third. Hayes with a 4-point lead. That matches their largest. Actually, that is their largest lead at 34-30. Into trap, but the pass is too late, and Scott City with their 11th turnover. Had the right idea, but too late on the pass. And Hayes looking to extend their 4-point lead here in the first minute plus of the second half. Scott City with 2 turnovers already, and they've already committed 3 fouls. Up top with it is Molly Martin. Entry feed left block to Lindenberger. Up and under move around Trout, who couldn't do anything. Her 14th point, 36-30 with 6:24 to go third quarter. And boy, Trout could not do anything. She would have committed her 4th foul. With it up top is Kendall Gentry. Scott City with their largest deficit of the night. Avery Lewis with it now to Gentry. And they call a hack on Kinley that's on Molly Martin, and she's in disbelief of that call. That is her first and the team's second of the quarter, as Kaylee Felker is going to check in for Megan Trout, who has not attempted a shot here tonight and has 3 fouls. With 6:10 to go third quarter. Inbounded up top here to Cheyenne Kramer, who holds it. Now we'll put it on the floor a couple times, dribble it toward the perimeter. Now left corner goes to Erica Felker, dribbles behind the back, get screen. Now it needs help. Up top it goes to Cheyenne Kramer. Back to Felker as Hayes extends their defense. Now they'll say last touch as Felker tried to split the double team there and jump stop, lost it out of bounds. Still Hayes ball with 5:52 to go third quarter. Scott City with their largest deficit of the night at 36-30. Hayes with a 6-0 run to begin this half into Kramer and then to Felker. Steps back for a 3. That is short. Tried to follow up on a rebound, but stepping in front of her, Zoe Winter with her 5th board of the night. Tight defense by Felker in the backcourt. She has been scoreless since the first quarter. It has only attempted 2 shots since that opening quarter. So Hayes with a 6-point lead in the ball here with 5.5. They get it to left block, turnaround jumper. Great position underneath Winter with 14, 38-30. And with 5:28 to go third quarter. And Scott City with their largest deficit of the night as Hayes has scored the first 8 points of the half as they're shooting 4 of 6 to begin this third quarter. Gentry trying to clear out, needs help. And now they get a push again on Kinley Winter. And that'll be team foul number 3 on Scott City, or on Hayes with 5:16 to go third quarter. as Kinsey Metzger returns to the Scott City lineup, who she will replace Cheyenne Kramer. Hayes tonight has really canceled out Scott City's post presence. And now Kaylee Felker loses it and the turnover. Lead pass down the floor, and it's a missed layup that time. Rebound Felker for Scott City as Dreyer missed that. But then Felker gets harassed, and then Kaylee Felker tries to keep it alive, and she does. She gets tripped. Oh, they're going to call it travel on that? Come on. There is a reason why Kaylee Felker tripped is because the Hayes High lady rolled onto her ankle, and that'll be Scott City's 4th turnover of the quarter and the 13th of the night. With 4:58 to go, third quarter. Left side, it goes to Katie Lindenberger. Up top to Molly Martin. Entry feed to the right block to Winter. She's had a night, and she now has a new career high. It's 40-30 with 4:46 to go, third quarter. Scott City is going to call a timeout out of this. It's a 10-0 run by Hayes to begin this second half, and Amy Felker wants a full timeout. We'll take it as well with 4:39 to go in the third. Hayes with a 10-point lead at 40-30. This is Scott City basketball.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We are more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
Plain talk, exceptional results. Hayes has scored the first 10 points of the second half, and they have a 40-30 lead on Scott City. Lady Beavers have not been their own worst enemy, though. They have committed 4 turnovers, although they have gotten kind of some fouls that come questionable calls against them. But you got to move on and forget everything. Megan Trout will check back in here. Next dead ball, she has 3 fouls. Kendall Gentry with it, needs help. Trying to find a cutter, finds Kaylee Felker left side and then gets it ripped away. They're going to get a tie-up, and that'll be Scott City's basketball in the possession arrow. But right now, Zoe Winter, more than anybody else on the court, has really had great position on Scott City's defenders on the block, and that's why she's not only been getting the points tonight, but also been drawing the contact. Lewis has got it from America Felker's Megan Trout back then. She has 3 fouls. She has battled foul trouble all night, has not even attempted a shot. Scott City's leading scorer, Gentry with it, and now finds Metzger right corner, needs help. She'll dribble it out. Now she loses it, and she draws a foul out high, and that's going to be a reach in on Zoe Winter, and that'll be her third with 4:09 to go, third quarter. Nope, correction, they're going to get that on Riley Dreyer, her second. But nonetheless, it's still the final foul to give of the quarter for Hayes with 4:09 to go in the third. 40-30, Hayes with the lead. Scott City the ball, and they get it in, and we get a holding foul right off the inbounds, and that'll send the Beavers to the foul line. And that'll be on Katie Lindenberger, her second. So Trout's looking for her first points, is at the line. Lady Beavers 4 of 5 at the line. They're over their first. They've only attempted 1 shot here, and they can't get that one to drop in. So any custodians in the gym need to come here and take the lid off of Scott City's basket. Trout leaves that one short, and the rebound fought for Zoe Winter, and a whistle and a block on Felker. She's in disbelief of herself, and that is her third. And now Scott City with their 2 of their top 3 scorers right now with foul trouble with 3 here with 4:06 to go third quarter. That's a final foul to give in the third quarter for Scott City as Chris Irvin will come in for Erica. Scott City struggles continue here in this second half, down 40-30 at the midway point of this third period. Scott City is led by as many as 10 in this first half, or 6 in the first half a couple of times, but they trail by 10 here. just past the halfway mark of this third quarter. Good position underneath and another basket. And Zoe Winter has 18. It's a 12-0 Hayes run here with 3:49 to go. Third quarter at 42-30. And Winter has 8 of those, so she has a new career high. She had 15 on Friday night against Great Bend. And she has been really the story of this ball game. Lewis will drive in. Rainbow shot, no. Rebound backside to Kinley Winter. Here's Hayes the other way with a 12-point lead in the ball. Scott City cannot buy a basket in this half. Hayes can't miss. .12-0 run for Hayes. And now a steal. Here's Chris Irvin, poked away. Correction, Winter has 16 tonight. 14 for Lindenberger and 7 for Dreher. That's been their scoring. Dreher one off a career high as well here with 3:12 to go third quarter. Molly Martin is yet to score officially tonight. As Kendall Gentry with it up top with 3:05 to go here in the third, left corner to Krista Irvin. Irvin now trying to get it to Trout. It's loose, picked up by Trout as she gets held and tie up. It's going to be a turnover. 15th of the night for Scott City. That's also attributed to Hayes' 12-0 run in this second half with 2:59 to go. So Scott City has been scoreless really from the field since the 3:16 mark of the second quarter. Or 16-second mark of the first half, that three-point play. And now with it is Kinley Winter. Her shot is blocked loose, picked up by Avery Lewis. And then she gets tied up, and she hit the deck hard there, but she's okay. Scott City with the possession arrow in their favor. Erica Felker will come in for Krista Irvin. And Kinley Winter's going to exit as Annie Humphrey replaces her with 2:42 to go. Scott City still looking for their first points in this half, down by 12 at 42-30. True, been the turnovers for Scott City in this third quarter more than anything else. Metzger with it. 6 turnovers will hurt you. And now to Erica Felker. Felker with it up top. Scott City clears the lane out. Nice cut. Here's Erica Felker. Goes up. Her shot is blocked by Winter, who just collects the board right into her lap. But good idea to try to take a strong in there and try to draw contact. She could not. And back he goes to Hayes with 2:15 to go in the third as the Lady Beavers are scoreless so far in this third, down 42-30. Give and go this time to Lindenberger. Puts it on the floor and scores it. She has 16. It's now 44-30 with 2:06 to go third quarter. We may see another timeout, and we do with Coach Amy Felker. Been a rough third quarter for the Lady Beavers. It's another full timeout. We'll take it as well with 2 minutes left in the third. 44-30 Hayes. This is Scott City basketball.
Scott City Eye Center has been a leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Scott City community since 1999. Our experienced eye doctors offer comprehensive vision examinations that our Scott City Optometry office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of a wide array of eye diseases, conditions, and problems. We use advanced diagnostic technology, and we are committed to improving the quality of life. Give yourself the gift of clear vision by scheduling an appointment with Dr. Joshua Gooden, OD, today.
Hayes has been on a 14-0 run to begin this second half, and they have hit 7 of their first 10 shots. Scott City is 0 for 3 in this second half and 0 2 from the line. They trail 44-30. Have not scored yet this half. 1:55 to go third quarter. It's been a 6-minute-plus drought for the Lady Beavers. Into Trout. We'll go right side to Erica Felker, trying to end the drought. Up and under move, and the elbow right jumper, short rebound. Metzger flips it out high, and she gets pushed from behind, and she'll get 2 free throws. And a nice hustle play by Metzger, finding a way around for the rebound. And that'll be the third foul on Zoe Winter. Whatever it takes for Scott City to get her out of the game, she has 18 points. Make that 16 here for Hayes tonight. Free throw is good for Metzger. And they have their first points of the half. She has her first point of the night, 44-31, 1:45 to go third quarter. As a trio of Lady Indians check in, Molly Buckles in. Also back in is Armbruster, and second free throw in and out, Bridget Ross, and the rebound goes to Buckles for Hayes. 44-31 with 1:40 to go. Lady Beavers has struggled to line this second half, 1 of 4. And they are now 5 of 9 for the ball game. Right side, Armbruster in it goes, backing away and turn around, tough shot, hits the side of the backboard for Buckles. And here's Erica Felker racing it back the other way for Scott City. She's going to take this coast to coast, puts it up through contact, and she'll earn a trip to the line, trying to become the second Lady Beaver in double figures tonight. That foul will be charged on Annie Humphrey, her second. Hayes has already got 7 fouls this quarter. They're well into the penalty with 1:25 here in the third. Felker's first of 2 is good. She has 9, 44-32 as Kaylee Felker in to replace Avery Lewis. Second free throw coming up for Felker, too strong, and the rebound goes to Molly Martin. Her first board of the night unofficially. Scott City with a 12-point deficit here with 1:15 to go. Have not hit a shot in this second half. Martin goes right side. Now here's Armbruster penetrating. Kicks it out left corner to Humphrey. She'll try a 3. She'll be too strong in the rebound into the hands of Erica Felker for Scott City. Just her third board of the night. She'll bring it across in the final minute to go. Out high, guarded by Armbruster. Now to Mackenzie Metzger. Metzger with it with 55 seconds to go third quarter. Felker with it up top. Now to Trout. Goes to her right, taking it strong. Her layup is just crawling off. And the rebound goes to Armbruster for Hayes. So good look that time for Trout. Couldn't get it to drop in. 40 seconds to work here in the third. The 30 seconds to go third quarter. Here's Martin driving in, splits the defenders, lays it up, and it crawls in. Her first basket. 46-32 with 24 seconds to go third quarter, and Hayes ends the little mini 2-0 Scott City run. From the foul line, here's Felker trying to drive in with 17 seconds, needs help, flips it up top to Kaylee Felker. Now right side to Mackenzie Metzger, ball fake, drives the right side to Kendall Gentry with 10. Gentry up top to Kaylee Felker, now to Erica with 7, into trap, ball deflected and stolen away. And Scott City with 7 turnovers in this third quarter. As the ball gets deflected out of bounds, it'll be Hayes' ball of 4.2 in the third. With Chris Irvin and Avery Lewis and Mackenzie Metzger, Kendall Gentry out 4 in for Hayes. Katie Lindenberger, also Zoe Winter, Riley Dreyer in there as they have their 5 starters back in. And Kinley Winter as well, as I mentioned, Lindenberger. 4 seconds intercepted and played free safety that time, and then stolen back, and Hayes will get not a good half-court shot. Irvin had a good idea that time trying to get it to Erica, but mistimed it. It's 46-32 as we enter the fourth quarter. Hayes up by 14. Back in a minute. This is Scott City basketball.
Services.
46-32, Hayes with the lead, and it'll be their ball as we head to the fourth quarter. Lady Indians go on a 16-2 run. Scott City has not hit a field goal yet this second half. And the Lady Indians are their largest lead of the night. Scott City had 8 turnovers in that third quarter. They now have 17 for the night. But Scott City is led tonight by Kendall Gentry with 11. Did not even get a shot up in that third quarter. Erica Felker and Avery Lewis each with 9. Scott City struggled to the line in the third quarter, just 2 of 6. That was their only points there. And Lindenberger drives in. Count it. That should be a foul on the floor, but they're going to say it was a shooting basket and a foul on Avery Lewis, her first. I will say it was a foul, but I'm questioning whether it was a shooting foul, but they let the continuation go in for Martin, who has 4 all in this quarter. By the way, Zoe Winter with 18, Lindenberger with 16 to lead Hayes. It's 48-32, 7:48 to go, and it's 49-32. It's been a 19-2 run for Hayes in this second half. Scott City's turnovers have mounted up, and that's been probably the bigger story more than their offense here in this second half. They played about as good as first half as they've had all season, but really not come out in the second half very well. Foul trouble's been a little bit to blame as well, with Megan Trout and Erica Felker with 3 fouls. And Avery Lewis with it. Now double team needs help, finds Trout out high, 7:20 to go. Hayes with a 49-32 lead. The ball tipped out by Hayes. Kendall Gentry to return to the lineup as she will replace Megan Trout. Trout scoreless has battled foul trouble from the word go here tonight. She picked up a 3rd foul early in that 3rd quarter, and that's really killed a lot of her momentum here. Nice cut. Here's Chris Irvin trying to drive in. Needs help. Finds Kaylee Felker with 7:12 to go. Trying to get it right side. Deflection. Here's Erica Felker within the right corner. Now Kaylee Felker goes to her left, gets almost mauled. No foul call. And here's now Lewis. Goes to her left. Shot is blocked. Tipped out high. Here's Irvin with it after the miss. And Scott City another crack at it with 6:54 to go. Right corner to Lewis. Hayes has also turned up their defense here in the second half. Scott City's not been able to match their intensity. Up top, Irvin, now Felker. Here's Erica for a 3 left side. No. And Scott City shooting woes continue as Kinley Winder raises it across for Hayes. 6:35 to go in this one. With it is Martin up top. Goes right with the pass to Zoe Winter. Back up top now to Lindenberger. Looking for the backdoor cut. Nicely denied by Gentry. Now here's driving left side. And the layup is good on left side for Winter. She has been had a tough night. Scott City has defended her, or haven't been able to defend her very well. And Winter now with 20, 51-32. It's a 21-2 second half run. 6:10 to go in this one. Now Irvin with it, left corner to Erica Felker. Scott City still without a field goal. Kaylee Felker was trying to pick up the first one, but she lost it. It got knocked out of her hands. And back in is going to be Cheyenne Kramer to replace Kaylee Felker here with 6:02 to go. 51-32 your score. As Erica Felker did trigger it in, we'll throw it up top to Avery Lewis. She'll take the 17-footer. And Scott City finally has a field goal this half. And Lewis is the second one in double figures. She has 11, 51-34, 5:53 to go. That was about a 10.5-minute field goal drought for Scott City. And you can't do that against a very good Hayes High team like this. Underneath the right, here's Lindenberger. May have gotten away the walk, puts up the shot, no, and the rebound to Avery Lewis, her 3rd of the night unofficially. 51-34, 5:35 to go. Lindenberger with 16 points for Hayes tonight. Now here's Kendall Gentry up top to Cheyenne Kramer. Now to Gentry. She'll put it on the floor. Right side, here's Chris Irvin. Irvin will drive in, cut off right baseline. She draws a push. That'll be the first team foul of the 4th quarter on Hayes with 5:20 to go. The foul will be charged to Molly Martin, her 2nd. Mackenzie Metzger and Megan Trout back in. Chris Irvin will exit. Also back in for Hayes is going to be Molly Buckles and Bridget Ross. Irvin and who else is set to check out for Scott City? They have 6. Okay, Erica Felker will check out. As it was Winter and Lindenberger out for Hayes. Scott City looking in, batted in. Kendall Gentry trying to find somebody to avoid the 5 count. We'll throw it up top, left to Mackenzie Metzger, now to Kendall Gentry. Trying to feed it in, now to Trout. Goes to her right. Lewis will try for a 3. Short, and that'll go out of bounds. Had a good look right side to Lewis, who tried for a career high there and tried to match her point total from Friday night, but out of bounds it'll belong to Hayes with 5:08 to go. 51-34 your score. Tough start to this 3rd quarter after Scott City led for most of that first half. It was tied 5 times. The lead was exchanged 5 times. It was tied at 30 at the break. Scott City only 1 field goal this second half. Here in the first 11 minutes of second half play, driving in and a layup is good for Molly Martin. She's had all 7 of her points this half, 53-34, 4:45 to go. Kendall Gentry goes left to Cheyenne Kramer. Kramer with it. Now we'll skip it to right side. Mackenzie Metzger back up top to Kramer. Into Trout. Drives in, splits the defenders. Goes up, and she can't get it. And she'll get 2 free throws. So they go a little continuation on that call. That'll be the second team foul on Hayes this quarter. That's on Molly Buckles, her second. And Trout with a couple of free throws, looking for her first points of the night. Scott City struggling at the line, just 6 of 11. And that continues at 6 of 12, as they have only hit 1 of their first 7 in the second half. Make that 2 of the first 7 in the second half. As Hayes now brings back in Annie Humphrey and Morgan Armbruster. They've gone solidly with a 9-player rotation. And Trout, she gets that one to finally crawl in her first point. 53-35 with 4:31 to go. Scott City just 1 field goal in this second half and only 5 points. Here's a 3 in the right wing. Too strong for Martin. The rebound, here's Erica Felker is going to race it across. Lead pass to Avery Lewis. A little bit too far in front of her. Had the right idea, but Lewis unable to catch up to it in time, and that'll be turnover number 18. With 4:13 to go. Inbound into Molly Martin. And you got to think that some of the calls there is we get a timeout for Hayes. It's a 30-second timeout with 4:06 to go. The foul trouble for Scott City really came back and hurt him in that third quarter, and that allowed Hayes really, especially with Trout picking up her third foul, allowed Hayes to establish the post there, and they went back to that in the third quarter, and more so than they did in the first, and they haven't been able to look back. Basketball presented here by Lone Tree Farms and Livestock, McCarty Family Farms, Metzger's Appraisal, Metzger Family Farm, Midwest Mixer, Norder Supply, Miller Veterinary Clinic, New Life Market, Plain Jan's Platinum Age Insurance, and Pokey Feeders here with 4:06 to go, 53-35. Hayes with an 18-point lead and with the ball. As it'll be Hayes ball out of their 32nd timeout. Scott City down to a pair of timeouts left, all a full and a 30. They used 2 of their full timeouts in that third quarter. Halfway through this fourth quarter, Hayes with the ball. Armbruster with it, gets a screen, goes to right, steps back, pops a 3, and buries it. She has 2 threes and 6 points. It's 56-35 with 3:50 to go. As I mentioned, she's a 3-point threat off the bench, a freshman, but she's going to be a very good one for Hayes down the road here. And she plays with Wheat State Elite as a steal that time out high and another turnover on Scott City. And here's Armbruster for another 3. Good. 59-35. The round is on. It's a 29-5 run in the second half by Hayes and 3:26 to go. Scott City cannot buy a field goal. Hayes cannot miss a field goal this half. Up top with it is Felker. Goes left to Avery Lewis, around the horn left to Minsker. She'll just try a 3, and she'll be too strong on that one. Trout has the rebound. She'll go up. Tough shot. Can't get it to go. And the rebound tipped around, and Felker has it. And Erica will drive in and miss a shot. Lady Beavers had 3 opportunities there, but could not get any of them to go. And the rebound goes to Hayes. It's been the night. Summarizes the second half for Scott City. 2:50 to go, driving in, splitting the defenders and throwing a wild shot and drawing the foul is going to be Martin. She has all 7 of her points in this second half. They're going to get Trout on that foul. That'll be her 4th. I thought they were going to get Metzger. 2:47 to go. 2 free throws coming up here for Martin. On the year, she's 63%. And gets a nice bounce. Makes it 60-35 with 2:47 to go. Chris Irvin, Kaylee Felker in, as well as Kendall Gentry, Cheyenne Kramer, Avery Lewis, and Erica Felker exit for Scott City as they're going to see their 3-game win streak come to an end. Hayes will improve to 8-5. Scott City will drop to 8-6. Second free throw short, but Metzger collects the board for Scott City, her 3rd unofficially of the night. Only 1 field goal for the Lady Beavers this half with 2:40 to go. And Metzger lost her footing, and now out high right to Chris Irvin. Irvin trying to go around Armbruster, gets cut off. And now to Megan Trout. She'll take the 16-footer and knock it down. That's a nice shot for her. She has 3 points all in this half, 60-37 with 2:26 to go. And so the Lady Beavers have scored 5 in this fourth quarter. But have given up 30 in the second half. It's been a 30-7 run. 2:14 to go in this one. And nice lead pass. Well, that was last touch by Hayes. They threw it out of bounds. That's their 8th turnover of the night. Make that 9th turnover. And in is going to be Kinley Winter. Back in in for the first time, is Piper Fox. She will replace Mackenzie Metzger here with 2:10 to go. 60-37 is your score. Gentry goes left corner to Kaylee Felker. One dribble, now ball deflecting. She draws a foul at high. That's a 13th foul on Hayes in this fourth quarter. They're going to get that on Kinley Winter. That is her second, they'll say. Team foul number 3 of the quarter here with 1:59 to go. Left corner it goes to Gentry, now up top to Kaylee Felker. In, ball deflected, and another turnover. 20th of the night here, make that 19th for Scott City, and Hayes with another opportunity to add to their 23-point lead here with 1:45 to go. Right corner goes to Armbruster. She's hit 3 threes, one off a career high. She has 9. Up top with it is Kinley Winter. Now back to Armbruster. Armbruster will feed it into the left or right block to Buckles. Now left side, they're working around to Bridget Ross. Final minute 25 of this one. Up top with it now is Winter. She's had no points tonight. She has not scored all year, but been more of a defensive threat. They're going to get a foul away from the ball on Hayes. They're going to call a push on Kinley Winter. That's her third with 1:17 to go. Team's 4th of the quarter. As in is Lauren Klein and also Jasa Roa in for the first time for Hayes. And in out is Kaylee Felker, and Avery Lewis back in for Scott City with 1:12 to go. Hayes with her second 5 out there. Up top with it, Trout goes right to Kendall Gentry with a minute to go on this one. Gentry goes right. Here's Irvin looking to penetrate, goes to the foul line. She'll just put up the tough shot and almost line drived it in there. And the rebound goes to Bridget Ross for Hayes. 50 seconds to go. Not a bad look there for Irvin, but just couldn't hit it. 60-37 Hayes. They'll win their 4th in a row in this series. As it'll go, and now steal for Trout. Here's Chris Irvin, and she's going to try to race it back the other way. She'll give it to Gentry for her 11th point. Can't get it to go. The 13th point, Rebound, Irvin has it and scores it. Irvin with her first basket, and it's 60-39. That was the first shot by Gentry this half. 24 seconds to go on this one. Off the 10th Hayes turnover of the night, Irvin almost gets the steal up top. 18 seconds to go. Hayes is going to try to dribble this one out. That third quarter just was the rough one for Scott City. A 16-2 Hayes run, 5 seconds, and a runner is up, and that is good for Humphrey. Her first basket, 62-39, and that's how it's going to end. Lady Beavers give up a season high of points, or second season high of points, 62. They'll fall in this one, 62-39 to Hayes. Post-game show to begin after this 3-minute timeout. This is Scott City basketball.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform. And go Beavers!
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at wsbks.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
Sports
9 points after 30-30 halftime score. 62-39. Hayes wins it here tonight over the Scott City Lady Beavers. I'm Adam Kadavy here, and it was a 16-2 run, and Hayes scored the first 14 points of the second half. And Lady Indians rather, never looked back in that game. 62-39 as the Lady Beavers see their 3-game win streak come to an end here to the Hayes High Lady Indians. But Hayes is a good team, and Hayes just Scott City couldn't quite get anything going in that second half, as they did not hit their first field goal of the second half till 5:53 to go in the game, and that would ended about a 10.5-minute drought, where Scott City tied it at 30 at the break. Final scoring for Scott City as they dropped to 8-6 on the year. They're led tonight. Kendall Gentry had all 11 of her points in the first half. Only attempted one shot in that second half. 11 as well for Avery Lewis. 9 for Erica Filker, all in the first half. Or she had, 8 of her 9 in the first half. She only attempted 3 shots in that second half. And then you had 3 for Megan Trout all in the second half. She battled foul trouble all night. 2 each for Krista Irvin and Cheyenne Kramer, and 1 for Mackenzie Metzger. For Scott City, they were 7 of 13 at the line throughout the ball game. For Hayes tonight, they were led Zoe Winter, who had a 15-point performance on Friday night. That was a career high for the sophomore. She now has 20. That is a new career high. She has 20 tonight. 16 from Katie Lindenberger. 8 from Molly Martin. 9 off the bench for Morgan Arbruster, all on 3. 7 for Riley Dreyer. 8, as I mentioned, for Martin. And that was the scoring here tonight. 2 for Molly Buckles. I mentioned 7 for Riley Dreyer. For Hayes in that second half, they did not go to the foul line in the third quarter. Did so in the fourth. And they were 1 of 2, so they were 7 of 9 unofficially for the ball game at the foul line. Lady Beavers fall here in this one tonight, 62-39. They'll be at Ulysses on Friday, who had the night off tonight. We'll come back. We'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll begin our boys pregame with head coach Brian Gentry. Or let's just take a 2-minute break and see where we come back with next here. We'll either get Coach Brian Gentry or Coach Amy Felker with their post-game interview. Back in 2 minutes. This is Scott City basketball.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and More, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 controls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
Against a pretty scrappy Cimarron team on Friday night, win 59-44 to get to 8-5 on the year. And you guys led pretty much the entire way. Got a little interesting in the third quarter, and it got our fourth quarter down to 1. Then you had a big run and never looked back. Looking back, what was your initial thoughts on Friday night's performance?
Well, I thought for them, early on, we had chances to kind of put them away. We just didn't execute. We were a little bit. I don't think we took our opportunities serious enough. We got some steals, we got some stops, and then we turn it right back over. Early on, we got a couple of pitch aheads, and then Copper was able to run us down without us, really thinking, twice about somebody could be coming behind. So we just had to do a better job. The big thing, in that third quarter, the turnovers got us. Just weak turnovers, trying to throw over the top. Such an elementary school play that can't happen. We've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball and changing up platforms and angles to get it to guys. But that fourth quarter was big for us. We finally settled into a rhythm, and a lot of that was due to our defense. Our defense continued to get stops, and we were able to get out. I thought we really settled in that fourth quarter, which says a lot about our guys, and how they handle adversity. It shows a lot about their character, because when Cimarron did come back, and given the nature of the last few games, you could really tighten up. And I thought our guys played loose, but more than that, they played in the rhythm.
And you've had to do this without a couple of players. I know you won't have Dylan for the rest of the year, but Avery was out with an injury, and don't know his status here or down the stretch here, but he should be back hopefully by the end of the year. How big was it maybe for some of your bench players to step up with an increased role for them?
Oh, it definitely adds to their confidence level, it already shows. Yesterday at practice, Brooks did really well for us on Friday, was able to catch and knock down a couple of shots, and then yesterday at practice, he's pulling the trigger. He's not hesitating, and our guys know if they're going to hesitate, they probably shouldn't shoot. You got to shoot it. You got to shoot it with confidence, and he did a great job of that. Cameron came in and gave us good defensive minutes, put the ball, in, one time right there. So he's getting more confident. Coy continues to be the role player, kind of a glue guy that just does the right things. And Avery Radke, he came in and got some minutes in that second quarter that he did well with. So it's a big part of their development and their confidence. So we're going to need all of them again tonight against a very good team.
Once again, it is Coach Brian Gentry here pregame. Scott City gets Hayes High here tonight out of the WAC, and Hayes is a team that's around that 7-5 mark on the year, and they had a big win over rivalry matchup with Great Bend on Friday night. But this team that lost a quite a bit from last year, but they still have some pretty good young guns this year.
Yeah, they do. They lost, I would say they lost several athletes from their team last year, but they do bring back a point guard who's very, very good. You know, we've got to keep Jack under control. Very good with the ball. He changes speeds and directions. So, I mean, he's definitely a guy that we got to focus on, and we got to keep him off the glass. They've got some size, but more than that, they've got guys that just hustle. They've got guys that are scrappy. They go after loose balls. So we've got to be strong with it. We've got to really rebound and box out well. And then offensively, we just need more of the same, you know, that we saw in that fourth quarter. We need our guys to settle into a rhythm, share the ball, and shoot it when they're open.
Should be a good one here tonight for Scott City as they begin their 3-game road trip here. Scott City gets the Hayes High Indians. Coach Brian Gentry in the pregame, and thanks again for the time, and good luck to you guys.
All right, thanks, Adam.
That was Scott City Beaver coach Brian Gentry. Your pregame interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with Hugh and Berta Benz in Scott City and Leota. More to come in your pregame show. We'll have a breakdown of the matchup. Also bringing starters, keys to the game, and the tip-off after this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Faro Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Faro Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
The dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
Gymnasium as we're moments away from the start of the boys game here between Scott City and Hayes. Adam Kadavy with you here as your studio engineer, Jimena, back on the Mix 94.5 studios here as we get things started here on the boys side here tonight. Should be a good matchup here between Scott City and Hayes as they meet up for the 10th time in this series. Hayes leads the all-time series 5-4. They've won the last 4 in this series. That'll be end of the series for the next couple years at least. And It'll be Hayes, who's had a really good season so far at 7-5, kind of a rebuilding year for them once again, but they are still pretty young with their points. They're led so far this year by Dawson Reuter, a 6'5" sophomore, averages 13 points a ball game. He's just a big presence underneath there for Hayes High. They are also led here by Jack Weimer with 12.5 points and 4.5 rebounds a game. He is a 5'10" senior. And then they also include Trey Oakley, a sophomore, averages 6 a game. This is a Hayes High team that averages 55 points a contest. And they do have 3 wins in a row, and they're probably their biggest one came on Friday night here at home in a rivalry game against the Great Bend Panthers when they won 59-47. Hayes is 4-3 at home this year coming into tonight's ball game. So it'll be a tough matchup here. Of course, they're coached by Sean Dreiling in his 2nd season, and his brother-in-law is on the other bench for Scott City, Brian Gentry, in his 7th season here in Scott City. And the Beavers, they played about as good as fourth quarter as they've had all year on Friday night in their win over Cimarron, 59-44. That game got a little interesting early fourth quarter when they saw their lead trimmed to 1. But Scott City would find a way to pull it out there and execute down the stretch to pick up the victory, 59-44. As I mentioned, Dylan Duff out for the season with an ACL injury. He suffered against Hugoton 11 days ago. And Avery Knoll will be out for a 2nd straight game for Scott City with an injury, and they hope to have him back maybe by Friday. They hope so against Ulysses. But it's going to be the bench that's going to have to carry him again for another game here as well. They'll have to step it up. It's that next man up mentality, especially coming off the bench. So Scott City has a lot of experience, and all of a sudden it changed in a hurry over the last week or so. This year the Beavers are led by Jackson Rumford, who averages 17 points a game. And also Eloy Ruelas, who had 17 on Friday night against Cimarron, and he averages 8 a game. And also 8 a game for Coy Vance and Sage Steckline, who averages just under 11 a game. For Scott City team that averages 51 points a ball game. Beavers looking to get back-to-back wins. They haven't had that since pre-Christmas. It's been a really tough stretch here in the second half of the season with Hugoton twice, Southeast Saline, a game where they probably let that one get away. But you get the idea there. And also Holcomb as well, a tough loss on their court, and a Holcomb team that's really putting everything together at the right time. And I tell you, there'll be a tough one next Friday night, and they host their own sub-state this year. So we should see how this one goes here tonight between these 2 programs here as Scott City and Hayes set to battle here. It should be a fun doubleheader here tonight here at Hayes High School. We'll take another 2-minute break, and we'll come back with starters, also keys, and the opening tip-off. Back after this 2-minute break. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services. BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal.
We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and parts staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
Friday night at Lincoln next Tuesday night. Here we go. We're about ready for our starters here as the officials have taken the court. The teams have headed to their team benches. That means we're about ready for some action here tonight in the starting lineups as well. Let's get to those here momentarily here as they're winding down the final seconds before the announcement of starters. Good to see some of the Scott City High School alumni here tonight that are going to college here at Hayes and check out their alma mater here tonight. Maybe some relatives as well playing here. Let's get to your starting lineups once again presented by Security State Bank in Scott City and Leota. Free bill pay and online banking, safe, secure, and easy to use. Member FDIC. Starting here tonight from the Scott City Beavers, coached by Brian Gentry in his 7th season, assisted by Joey Meyer and Drew Kite. It'll be Eloy Ruelas, the 5'10 junior, averaging 8.2 points a game and 3 boards. Sage Steckline, the 6'6 senior, at 10.8 points and 4.8 rebounds a game. Alex Tarango, a 5'10 junior, at 8.1 points and 2.3 rebounds. Jackson Rumford, the 6'5 junior, at 17.1 and 7 a game. And Coy Vance, the 5'11 senior, at 1.7 and 1. Eloy Ruelas, Sage Steckline, Alex Tarango, Jackson Rumford, and Coy Vance. For Hayes High, coached by Sean Dreiling in his 2nd season, he spent his first 5 seasons of his career up the road on I-70 at Waukene. He is assisted by Dustin Pfeiffer, former Colby guy and Colby College coach. Brian Zollinger, the former Seward County coach. Rob Davis and an old friend of ours, Dylan Hutchins, the Scott City alum, on that coaching staff at Hayes. It'll be Edwin Moeller, a 6'1 senior, at 5 points and 1 rebound a game. Trey Oakley, a 6'2 sophomore. He is a sophomore, once again averaging 6 points and 3 rebounds a game. Jack Weimer, the 5'10 senior, 12.5 points, 4.5 boards a game. Kaiser Fox, the 6'1 senior, that is, at 5.5 points and 4 rebounds. And Dawson Reuter, a 6'5 sophomore, at 13 points and 6 rebounds. We'll step aside for another 90-second timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
BBN is brought to you by American Implement, All-in-One Wash, B&H Paving, Fairley Company, Faroe Heating and Cooling, First National Bank, Great Western Tire, Harris Chiropractic,
Keys to the game tonight presented by State Farm agent Michael Trower. Go the proven winner when it comes to insurance. They score big with their policy holders of for Scott City, I think it's just going to have to continue to have the motion in their offense. Just move the ball around. I think you got to do a good job of moving that ball around and get Hayes out of position and make them make the mistake. Another key for Scott City tonight is you're going to have to own the glass against a very good Hayes team. The Beavers tonight are wearing their road Columbia blue tops with the white numbers and letters and the navy blue trim. Hayes in their home white uniforms tonight with the maroon numbers and letters and the gold trim. They have the the maroon numbers, but the white letters. Rumford taking on Kaiser Fox on the opening tip, and it's Scott City that wins the tap, and we're underway. Here's the Beavers will move from left to right here in half number one. The Beavers trying to get to 9-5 on the year, match their win total from a year ago. Eloy Ruelas goes left side. Hayes a year ago was 13-9, lost to Cape and Mount Carmel in the sub-state semifinals. Rumford now back out high left. He goes. Here is Eloy Ruelas, gets a screen, drives the left baseline, throws one up. Tough shot, can't get it to crawl in, and an early rebound for Dawson Reuter. He is going to be a big, wide presence underneath for Hayes tonight. He's a sophomore driving in as Weimer may have gotten away with the walk, and now it's Kaiser Fox with a bank shot good. 2-0 Hayes with 7:20 to go first quarter, and already Hayes with an early 2-0 lead. Scott City's second trip with it. Rumford now goes left to Sage Steckline. Steckline uses up one dribble. Now will bullet pass it over right out high to Ruelas and now to Coy Vance. Up top to Jackson Rumford. Rumford with it now to Vance. As Vance will drive in, jump stops in the paint, left wing to Ruelas out high. First minute of the game, 2-0 Hayes the lead. Scott City with the ball. Vance with it up top, and now to Steckline. They get it to Rumford, holds it, guarded by Reuter. See if he tries to drive on him, draws some fouls on him. He is a lane eater. Tarango may have gotten away with the walk. Up top, here's Ruelas. Step back, pump fakes on the three, guarded by Weimer. Scott City trying to get it in, get an open look, but they're being patient. Now they get it. Rumford left block. Goes to his right, little hook shot, and that one's off to the right. It's off the left side of the rim, and a rebound that goes to Kaiser Fox. Scott City did everything right but score. They're down 2-0 with 6:25 to go first quarter. I think another key for Scott City is find a way to attack and get Hayes into foul trouble. And with it is Weimer. He'll pull up left elbow. No. Rebound. Sage Steckline corrals it for Scott City. Down 2-0 are the Beavers here. 6:10 to go. Here's Vance. He'll take it all the way. Then, he tried to get it to Jackson Rumford, and it's going to be lost out of bounds. And then actually it'll stay with Scott City as Fox dove for it and tried to save it in, but he's last to touch it out of bounds in the corner. Could not see it from our viewpoint. It'll still stay Beaver ball with 6:05 to go first. So both teams opening up man-to-man here. Steckline with it out high. Now to Alex Tarango. Tarango finds Rumford, drives back, right block, spin, flips it up. Great position. We're tied at 2. That's going to be the key for Scott City. They need to pound it down in the paint there and maybe see if they can get Hayes into foul trouble. Rumford ties it up with 5:40 to go first quarter at 2-2. First tie of the night driving in, pivot. Nice move that time. The layup is good as Kaiser Fox has all 4 of Hayes' points. 4-2 of 5:34 to go here in the first quarter. So Hayes goes back up after Scott City ties it for the moment. And now up top here is Coy Vance, flips it left wing. Steckline will launch a 3 off the heel, and the rebound into the hands of Trey Oakley. Scott City 1 of their first 4 from the floor. Hayes is 2 of their first 3. With it now, here is Jack Weimer. Up top now they go to a Kaiser Fox. They'll get it into left block. Here is Reuter. And he bulls over Steckline. They don't call the foul there. And the rebound into Scott City. Here's Rumford, brings it across. Scott City with their layup, missing that time from Tarango. And the rebound goes to Weimer. Still at 4-2 here for Hayes. 4:50 to work, first quarter of play. And now almost still up top. Now with it is Weimer. He'll take it all the way. Shot up and rebound Jackson Rumford. He gets a second board. Good defense that time by Scott City on the Weimer miss. 4-2 Hayes of the lead. Scott City ball. 4:38 left in the opening frame. Ruelas up top to Sage Steckline, then back to Ruelas, who hit 5 threes on Friday night against Cimarron. Looking to stop and go here. Still dribbles between the legs. And now here's Tarango cut off up top to Rumford. Now feeds it to Steckline toward the right block. Here's a cut by Vance. And he is going to be drawing the tie-up, and that'll be the first turnover of the ball game. Good effort that time by Vance, trying to rip it away, but Hayes with the tie-up and the turnover. In is going to be Brooks Bailey, the 5'10 junior, in for the first time. He had a career-high 6 on 2 threes on Friday night against Cimarron at home, and out is Vance. As we're already near the midway point of this first quarter, 4-2, Hayes with the lead of the ball. Weimer with it. Up top it goes to Kaiser Fox, and then back to Weimer. Guarded by Tarango. Entry feed toward the right baseline. Here's Reuter trying to back his way in on Rumford, and he's going to be called for travel. And that's going to be Hayes' first turnover at the 4:01 mark as they'll bring in Johnny Cano. A 5'11 junior averages 3 points off the bench to replace Trey Oakley. Or correction, Edwin Muller. Halfway mark first quarter, low scoring affair so far, 4-2 for Hayes. Scott City with the ball. Tarango with it. Up top, they get it into Rumford. Touch pass. Here's Tarango for a right wing three for the lead. Yes, that was dead on. They worked it in and kicked it out. Tarango's 14-3 puts Scott City up 5-4 with 3:44 to go first quarter. Good ball movement that time by Scott City, and they got a nice shot in the lead. And a whistle, and that'll be a holding foul. The first foul of the game on Scott City. And that'll be a call on Alex Tarango, his first. So it looks like Tarango's going to have the defensive assignment on Weimer tonight. Inbounding it in will be Trey Oakley. He's coming off a career high. Inbound into Dawson Reuter. He's guarded by Rumford, and now to Weimer, a little mismatch as they're trying to post up. And big man now left side wide open. Here's Oakley for three. No, too strong. Rebound tipped, and that was last touched by Rumford. And it'll still stay with Hayes High with 3:25 here in the first. Still at 5-4 for Scott City. Hayes then bounded in. Weimer to do the honors. He'll throw it up top to Kaiser Fox. Left side, it goes to Weimer. Back up top, now to Cano. Working around right corner. Oakley entry feed underneath. There's Reuter. Goes up and fouled. Ooh. That'll be a foul on Sage Steckline, his first. Team second, and sends Reuter to the line where he's 73% on the year. This is a pretty good free throw shooting team from Hayes. They're at 70% as a team entering tonight. Trailing 5-4 is Hayes with 3:15 here in the first. Weimer averages 13 points. He is a sophomore, and he leaves that free throw short. 6'5 sophomore, but a pretty wide frame on him. He'll eat up a lot of that lane. Second free throw is crawling in, and we're tied for the second time at 5. 3:15 to go first quarter. As he'll exit, and in is Isaac Fox, a 6'3 sophomore in. He averages 7 points off the bench. The team with 3 seniors in their lineup. Here's a give and go to Ruelas. Nice dish. Backside to Steckline, who kisses it off the glass for his first basket. 7-5 with 3 minutes to go first quarter. Nice give and go that time by Scott City as they go up by 2 here. As we're under 3 to go here in the opening period. Scott City 3 of their first 7 from the floor, leading by 2. Right corner to Weimer. He'll launch a 3 for the lead, and that's good. Weimer, this first basket is 15-3 of the year. This isn't a team that shoots a lot of threes. And it's 8-7 with 2:42 to go here in the first. That's our second lead change of the night. Rumford fakes the 3. Now right corner to Brooks Bailey. 2.5 to go first. Back to Bailey from Rumford. He wants to get into the Steck line, but good defense by Hayes. They'll work around to Ruelas. Ball fake up top to Bailey. Out high to Rumford. Here's Ruelas with it. 2:20 to go in the opening period. Now up top to Brooks Bailey. Bailey, nice. Oh, trying to get it Alex Tarango on the backdoor cut. Sails it a little high, and that'll be turnover number 2 on Scott City. 8-7 Hayes lead as they get Reuter back into the lineup to replace Kaiser Fox, who had Hayes' first 4 points. Indians looking to add to their 1-point lead here with 2:14 to go in a fast-moving first quarter. Weimer uses up a dribble out high. Cam DeVolgamore to check in next dead ball for the Beavers, and now up top to Trey Oakley. Here's a screen. Weimer left wide open for 3. Can't get that one to go, but the rebound to Reuter underneath, and he'll put it up and score it. Scott City not boxing out on the backside. 10-7, minute 50 to go first quarter, excuse me. As the Hayes High Indians have scored the last 5 in the game to take a 3-point lead, their largest of the quarter. Minute 41 to go. With it is Jackson Rumford up top to Sage Steckline. Dribbles it a couple of times. Now up top to right to Eloy Rules to reset with a minute 30 to go in the opening frame. Beavers down 10-7 of the ball. Steckline trying to get into Rumford. A bad pass. Miscommunication and back-to-back turnovers. Here comes Hayes with the ball into the front court. Now up 10-7 of the minute 20 to go first period. With it is Weimer. Ball stripped out of his hands and kept alive by Weimer. And now entry feed in. Here's Reuter. His shot no, and a rebound Jackson Rumford, who had good defense underneath. Final minute of this first quarter, 68 seconds. Steckline, loses it. Out of bounds on another unforced Scott City turnover. Camden Vogelmore in to replace Alex Tarango. Beavers once again without Avery Knoll tonight. Final minute of this first. 10-5, Hayes lead with the ball. Scott City hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes. Hayes has scored the last 5 of the ball game. Backdoor cut. Here's Oakland underneath. Stuffed by Steckline. Saved by Vogelmore in the play to Steckline, and a whistle and a pushing foul underneath. Good deep teamwork that time by the Beavers. They get Hayes into their first foul. And they get that on Jacobs, I believe, is first. Or is that on? Thought that was on Oakley. But anyways, that's his first. First team foul on Hayes, 45 seconds. Okay, that's on Isaac Fox, I beg your pardon. Here's a 3-0. And the rebound out high. Brooks Bailey retrieves it for Scott City. Nice hustle out high by the Scott City junior off the three-point miss. 30 seconds to work first quarter. Beavers down 3 with the ball, 10-7. We stuck there for about 90 seconds. Now Steckline turns down the 3. Eloy Rowe is quickly guarded by Weimer. 25 seconds looking to step back. Drives left baseline. He's cut off. Finds Rumford. Has great position. Pump face goes up and scores it. He has 4. And it's 10-9 with 16 seconds to go first quarter. So good second chance opportunity pays off for the Beavers as they find themselves down 1 here with under 10 to go first quarter. Weimer with it up top, guarded by Bailey with 5, with 4. Steps back, goes to his left. Weimer drive in. Takes a bounce pass underneath, and the shot blocked by Steckline, as that's the end of your first quarter on Isaac Fox. 10-9, Hayes leads it over the Beavers. 8 minutes in the books here in the second game of your doubleheader. Back in a minute for the second quarter. This is Scott City basketball. Back in a minute for the second quarter. This is Scott City.
The world needs more farmers. People who know the land. People who support rural communities. People who are as diverse as each acre they care for. But unless you've been born and raised on a family farm, it's nearly impossible to become a farmer. That's why we are building a team of people from our hometown and across the world to do what they love. We are not just a family farm. We are a multi-family farm. We are Vogelmore Family Farms.
Scott City shooting 44%, Hayes at 33%. As the Indians with a 10-9 lead over Scott City's we headed the second. It'll be Beaver ball. Back with you here at Hayes High School. WAC versus GWAC here tonight. Beavers the first of 3 consecutive road games. Up top with it, Steckline into Rumford. Nice backdoor cut. Vogelmore catches it a little high, but kicks it out high to Brooks Bailey. He'll fire a 3 for the lead. That rainbow shot is too strong, and the rebound goes to Edwin Muller for Hayes. Had a good look, but Scott City led by Jackson Rumford. 408 driving in, layup no. Rebound last touch by Ruelas, as that was put up. Cooper Lindenmeyer in for the first time. He is a 5'11 junior. It'll still stay with the Indians with 7:38 to go first half. At first I thought they were going to call a foul on Scott City, but they did not. They only called a combined 3 fouls in the first quarter. 2 on Scott City, 1 on Hayes. With it is Lindenmeyer. Hayes is led by Weimer and Reuter, each with 3 points apiece. Weimer with the ball. He'll drive in around Bailey. Floats one up, leaves it short, but got his own rebound. And then he'll go up and miss it too strong. And the rebound tip. And Bailey had it in the hands and driving in a finger roll layup. Kaiser Fox has 6 and it's 12-9. Gave the Indians way too many opportunities that time, and they make Scott City pay for it there with 7:11 to go first half. 12-9, Hayes leads. Scott City ball. Rumford up top, wanted to give and go to Steckline, but quickly guarded. As Hayes is content to pack that paint. Rumford for the tie. Little strong on that 3. Rebound, Ruelas knocks it off of the Hayes High Indian, and what they'll say, okay, I think he was out of bounds. That was probably the right call there. They were both well out of bounds, so even though Ruelas tried to knock it off of the Hayes High Indian, they'll give it to Hayes. But they were both out of bounds here. 6:50 to go first half. 12-9, Hayes with the lead and the ball. Here's with it Kaiser Fox. Now in it goes to Dawson Reuter, and a whistle And that'll be a 3-second lane violation. The Hayes High Indians with their second turnover of the half with 6:43 to go before intermission. The Indians to bring back in Isaac Fox to replace Dawson Reuter. Kaiser Fox has had 6 of their 12 points. He's just a little bit above his season average. He had 12, though, against Great Bend on Friday night. Up top here with it, Steckline into Rumford. Has great position, goes up, puts it up, and scores it through contact. He has 6. And Scott City needs to continue to feed the post. 12-11 with 6:25 to go first half. That time Rumford once again with great position underneath there and turned around and got the 2. Now bounce pass driving underneath, stripped out there and stolen away. Hayes with the 3rd turnover. Nice job by the defense rotating and getting the steal. They're down by 1 with the ball, so we approach 6 to go first half. Out high to Camden Vogelmore. He was on that. He was integral in that. And now Bailey gets a strip and picked back up. It's Ruelas with it out high. Now to Jackson Rumford. Man-to-man defense for Hayes. Beavers looking to retake the lead. Now left side, here's Rumford with it. Entry feed to Steckline toward the left short corner. Now holds it, finds Brooks Bailey out high. 5:48 to go first half. Actually, Scott City was 4 of 10 in that first quarter. Coach Brian Gentry wants time, and we'll get it. 5:44 to go first half. It is a 30-second timeout. The Beavers down by 1 at 12-11. As once again, I'd like to thank J&R Car and Truck Center for providing transportation to Hayes. You can view their new and pre-inventory on their lot at J&R Car and Truck Center. And also online, jrcarandtruck.com. Basketball also brought to you by Precision Ag and Cedar Brothers Auto Body and Mechanic. Richards Financial Services, Road and Beacon Green Agency, Scott City Eye Center, Scott City Pharmacy Giftologist, Scott Community Foundation, and Scott County Abstract and Title Company, as well as Scott County Hospital, Scott Cooperative Association, Scott County Records, Scott Pro, Security State Bank, Sharp Shooting Supply, Specialty Risk Insurance, Spencer Pest Control, State Farm Insurance, Stevens Veterinary Services, Original Grande, and Trophy Wine and Spirits. 12-11 Hayes leads. Scott City ball out of the Beaver 30-second break as Brooks Bailey exits re-entering as Coy Vance here with 5:39 to go first half. Vance and it finds a cutter, and that one's last touch. Whoa. Yeah, okay, yep. The official corrected his own mistake. And he'll give it back to Scott City. It went off of a couple of Hayes High Indians. The Beavers got a break there. Rumford was not looking for the pass there. He was double teamed. Now he gets the ball, hands it to Ruelas. He'll try a 3 for the lead. Crawls off, and the rebound goes to Kaiser Fox for Hayes. Good look for Ruelas, who's 0 for 3 in this first half. The Beavers down 1. Hayes with the ball, and here's Muller spotting up for the right wing 3 off the back iron, and then off the backboard support and out of bounds it along to Scott City. Beavers still down 1 here with 5:22 to go first half. Hayes led Goodland in their meeting 2 weeks ago. They led late. Goodland tied it with a 3 and ended up winning in overtime. The Indians were 1 of 5 from the foul line in that overtime stretch. Rumford will dribble it, pick it back up out high as we approach 5 to go first half. Eloy Ruelas now with the ball. He'll go right with the pass to Coy Vance. He looks for a cutter. It's Rumford and now holds it. Now backdoor cut. Here's Vance. Catches and he's fouled. Nice job by Vance cutting that time and draws the contact. A foul by Cooper Lindenmeyer, the 5'11 junior, is first. First team foul of the second quarter either way with 4:58 to go first half. Scott City with a 1-point deficit in the ball, 12-11. Ruelas to lob it in. Will find Steckline, holds it. Then they'll hand it off back to Ruelas. He'll launch run from way downtown but leaves it short in the rebound to Isaac Fox. He was quite a ways behind the arc, almost at the Hayes High bench. Hayes with the ball up, one nice spin move by Weimer. Cut off by Alex Tarango, and now up top to Isaac Fox. Right corner, turning down the 3ers. Muller drives underneath, layup. No, might have been partially blocked. Here's a rebound. Oh, Eloy Ruelas. Wait a minute here. They're going to call the foul. Or no foul. Now they're discussing whether Ruelas is out of bounds and then re-entered. Oh, they're going to give it to Hayes. The official underneath the basket did not say anything. It was the official out high that says Ruelas was out of bounds. And boy, what a tough break for Scott City there with 4:36 to go first half. I don't know how you overrule the guy that was right in front of him, but he did. Oh, but underneath, good deflection. That one is definitely out of bounds off of Scott City to belong to Hayes. Tough break for the Beavers there with 4:29 to go in the half. Back into the Hayes High lineup is going to be, did not see who that was. I believe that was Kaiser Fox, and it's inbounded into Lindmeyer, almost stolen by Vance. And now up top to Weimer with 4:24 to go in the half. Here's a right corner. Muller, nice dish spin move, and that's going to be a tie or a travel. I'll call it tie up. That's the right call that time. Good defense by Sage Steckline, tying up Reuter, who's spinning to his left. And back in will be Trey Oakley. He'll replace Cooper Lindenmeyer. 12-11 Hayes. We've been stuck there for 2 minutes. 4:19 to go first half. Each team with a 2-point basket. And then Rumford almost gets a steal. That was off of, oh, gosh. That was definitely off of Reuter. The official gave it back to Hayes. Tough break again for Scott City. Oh, come on. They're calling a warning on Coach Brian Gentry. Gee-many Christmas. And he's got the stripes. I guess he can make that call. I've been told that was the right call, so all is fair now. Bounce pass in. 4:15 to go in the first half. Weimer gets it poked away, and that's a turnover. Lead pass. Here's Jackson Rumford back the other way. His layup gives Scott City the lead. He has 8. 13-12 with the 4-minute mark of the first half. So Scott City turns Hayes over for the 3rd time in the quarter and 4th for the half, and they have the last 4 in the game to go up 13-12. Driving in is Weimer. Pulls up in the paint over Tarango and misses it, and the rebound goes to Sage Steckline. The Beavers up by 1 with the ball. Weimer with only 3 points here. Tarango slips, but pulls it back out with 3:45 to go in the half. Steckline with it, lobs it into Rumford, who finds his way to the ball, and now holds it left corner back up top to Steckline. 13-12 Beaver lead in the ball. 3:35 to go first half. Entry feed into double team. Rumford now pivots, finds Vance out high. Back left side, here's Alex Tarango, turns down the 3, and now to Steckline, and now goes right side to Vance. Uses up his dribble back up top to Steckline with 3:20 to go second quarter. Steckline with it. One dribble and now finds Tarango back to Eloy Ruel. It's 13-12 Beaver lead in the ball. Up top, here's Vance cutting to the ball up top and now right side to Tarango. Tarango with it now up top. Here's Rumford posting up. Tarango right wing will try a 3. He is a little strong on that one. He'll get a whistle to push underneath. And who's that going to be on? That'll be on Hayes, they'll say. That'll be on Kaiser Fox's first. That'll be Hayes' second foul of the quarter. Scott City yet to commit a foul this period. As back in is Brooks Bailey to replace Coy Vance. Out is Jack Weimer for Hayes, and back in is Cano. 2:58 to go first half. Into Rumford back up top and get a whistle, and that's going to be a moving screen on Eloy Ruelas. And that'll be his first and the team's first of the quarter. 5th turnover of the game for Scott City. So Ruelas with that foul with 2:56 to go before halftime. Scott City up by 1. Hayes back with the ball at 13-12. Looking to drive in. Here's Oakley, left wing to Cano. They're working around to Oakley. Good defense by Bailey here. Scott City's played really good defense here. They've let him play for the most part here in this first half consistently. Right side, here's Muller with it out high. He'll drive in the paint. Now right wing with it is Cano. They work it around out high left to Kaiser Fox. Fox holds it and back up top to Cano. 2:20 to go first half. Hayes with the ball down 1. Good defense by Scott City on this possession. They've really, for the most part, played good defense this half, and they've almost forced a turnover in front of the bench. And then Brian Gentry can't say too much. He's already been warned, as they'll say was last touched by the Beavers with 2:16 to go before intermission. 1 point Indian lead or deficit in the ball, 13-12. Oakley will lob it in, out high to Reuter. Now backdoor cut, here's a lip, and that's going to be a travel beforehand. That'll be turnover number 5, as that time Oakley took one too many steps that time. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Not a lot of scoring either side. 4 for Scott City and 2 for Hayes this quarter. 13-12 Beaver lead in the ball. Rumford almost double dribbled that. He's going to drive right side. He'll hang, shoot, and he's got 10. He has all 6 of Scott City's points this quarter, 10 and a half. 15-12 with a minute 54 to go before halftime. And Rumford with another double-figure game is 13th in the 14 games. And now a steal by Alex Tarango out high. Here comes Tarango, who's going to take it away. His finger will lip. No. Rebound Braley is going to be called for the push over the back, as he was the trailer that time. And that'll be team foul number 2 on Scott City with a 1:41 to go first half. Tarango's first, and back in is Camden Volgamore. He'll replace Sage Steckline. Jack Weimer back in for Hayes. Scott City with their largest lead at 3, 15-12. 1:41 to go first half. It's been a defensive battle here in this first half. Both teams coming in with 5 losses, both undefeated in their respective leagues. Fox with it up top now left is Jack Weimer. Weimer will drive in, stops, pump fake, shoots it, and scores it. He has his 5th point and pulls Hayes to within 1 with 1:21 to go first half. That broke a 5-minute drought for Hayes High, 15-14. And a 6-0 Scott City run into Rumford. Double team catches it, wrap around right corner. Ruelas for the 3. Will it get in there? No. Rebound tip. That's last touch by Hayes, and it belonged to Scott City. With 1:07 to go first half. So Ruelas, who's struggling from the floor in this first half, 0 for 5, but has had some good looks, just not getting them to drop yet. Final 67 first half seconds left. Beavers up by 1 with the ball at 15-14. Eloy Ruelas with the dribble up top, goes to his right, directing traffic, final minute. Both teams 2 fouls this quarter. Vogelmore now up top to Alex Tarango. Tarango surveys. Still the dribble up top to Brooks Bailey, the working around left to Eloy Ruelas. Ruelas holds it with 45 seconds, trying to drive. One-hand pass to Bailey right wing. Now back up top to Tarango, into Rumford, back to Bailey. Oh, he was wanting to shoot the 3 and lost it going up, and a turnover. It looked like it slipped right out of his hands, and Scott City with their 6th turnover. Hayes with the ball down 1. 30 seconds to work first half, and that's going to be a whistle and a foul on Tarango, his 2nd, and the team's 3rd of the quarter. And Coy Vance will come in for Tarango, who has to exit with 2 fouls and 3 points. 15-14, Scott City lead, but Hayes with the ball. 30.5 to go first half. Scott City does have 1 more foul to give before the penalty here. They get a right baseline to Kaiser Fox, and he'll lay it up. He has hurt Scott City with 8 points, and Hayes back on top, 16-15 with 23 seconds to go before intermission. So the Beavers have seen Hayes score the last 4 of this game. Rumford with it with 15 to go first half. Crosses over his dribble, and then he draws a foul out high, and that's the 2nd foul on Kaiser Fox, and that's the 3rd on Hayes High this period. So Coach Sean Dreiling will send in Cooper Lindenmeyer to replace Kaiser Fox, I believe. No, well, Isaac Fox will check back in. Actually out is Jack Weimer as well. So those 2 will get a breather plus the halftime. Scott City with another opportunity here to retake the lead with 14.1 in the half, down by 1 at 16-15. Both teams now with 6 points in this quarter, and there's a foul, final foul to give, and that'll be on Cooper Lindenmeyer. That's his 2nd. And that's the final foul to give of the half for Hayes with 10.8 to go first half. Bailey to inbound it, does so up top to Ruelas with 10. With 9 now to Bailey, up top to Rumford. Rumford with 6, with 5, dribbles behind with 4, looking to shimmy, drives in, backdoor cut. Here's Vogelmore, he'll lay it up and can't get it to go right at the end of the first half. Boy, they had a good look. Vogelmore just left a little short on the rim, and Hayes High will lead by 1 at the break. Both teams scoring 6 second quarter points, 16-15 here at intermission. We'll step aside for a 3-minute break. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We're more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
Scott City Eye Center has been a leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Scott City community since 1999. Our experienced eye doctors offer comprehensive vision examinations that our Scott City Optometry office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of a wide array of eye diseases, conditions, and problems. We use advanced diagnostic technology, and we are committed to improving the quality of life. Give yourself the gift of clear vision by scheduling an appointment with Dr. Joshua Gooden, OD, today.
Changes. First half scoring looks like this for Scott City. Jackson Rumford with 10, 3 for Alex Chirango, and 2 for Sage Steckline, as the Beavers have not attempted a free throw in this first half. Scott City with 5 fouls, 6 turnovers, 4 steals. They had 3 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive board. Make that 4 and 1. 4 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive board, for a total of 5 first half rebounds. They had a total of 5 fouls, as I mentioned, in that first half of play. For Scott City, for Hayes rather, they had 8 from Kaiser Fox, 5 for Jack Weimer, and then the other 3 from Dawson Reuter. His free throw right now the difference in the first half at 16-15. As the Hayes had 5 fouls in that entire first half, had 6 turnovers and 3 steals. They had 8 defensive rebounds, 3 offensive boards for a total of 11 first half rebounds. We'll take another 3-minute break. Come back with the rest of your first half. 16-15. Hayes leads Scott City at the break. Back in 3 minutes. This is Scott City basketball. Break back.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform. And go Beavers!
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at WSBKS.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
For Scott City here at the break. And it is, let's take a look at some of these other first half stats. And Scott City shot 7 of 20, so not bad in the first half, 35%. And 6 of 11 on twos, 1 of 9 on threes, but no free throws connected in that first half for Scott City. They didn't even attempt one in that first half. For Hayes, they were 6 of 20 for 30% in that first half. 1 of 5 on 3, 1 of 4 on 3, excuse me. 3 of 16 on 2-point baskets and 1 of 2 at the foul line. So both teams struggling shooting at times here in this first half. As foul trouble for both teams, Cooper Lindenmeyer, Kaiser Fox with 2 for Hayes. Scott City got Alex Tarango with 2. Scott City will be in Ulysses, excuse me, on Friday night. Ulysses, they lost to Hugoton last Friday night on the boys and then beat Cimarron on the road on Saturday. And it'll be a good game on Friday night. Ulysses had a week to prepare for Scott City. And they're 6-9 this year on the boys' side, so they've had a good season. And then Beavers go to Lakin next Tuesday night. For 10 days, they'll have homework coming for winter against Holcomb on the 9th, that is. Hayes, they will be at Dodge City for league play on Friday and then host number 1 ranked team in 4A. And probably might be the overwhelming favorite now to win 4A in the McPherson Bullpups. They host them here next Tuesday here at Hayes High. It'll be Beaver basketball to begin the third quarter, with Sage Steckline, Eloy Ruelas, Jackson Rumford, Alex Tarango, and Brooks Bailey. Hayes will counter here with their regular 5 as well. It'll be Edwin Muller, Trey Oakley, Jack Weimer, Kaiser Fox, and Dawson Reuter. Rumford now out to Brooks Bailey. Actually, Brooks Bailey starting the second half for the Beavers. And now up top, now goes right side. Here's Sage Steckline. He'll drive in, jump stop just inside the foul line. Nice dish from Nathan Rumford, and he gets fouled as he gets ready to go up. That'll be on Kaiser Fox, and that'll be his third foul with 7:38 to go third quarter. And Coach Sean Dreiling will send in Isaac Fox, his brother. So foul on Hayes to begin this third quarter with 7:38 to go. The Beavers down 1 with the ball. They've led by as many as 3 in this game. Here's Eloy Ruelas with the dribble. Both teams have hit 1 3 in this game. Been a lot of points at the basket. Steckline with it. Holds it right side to Brooks Bailey. Bailey up top. Here's Eloy Ruelas trying to high-low it into Rumford. He'll catch it and go up. Miss. It might have been partially blocked, but a late whistle and a foul call. And that'll send Rumford to the line for 2 with 7:20 to go third period. Over 2 fouls on Hayes this quarter. That's on Trey Oakley, his first, I believe, second team foul. Or first it is. And Rumford, oh, that one went halfway in and out. Scott City's first free throw attempts in the second half. 7:20 to go third quarter. Let's hope for Scott City's sake that it's not as rough of second half shooting as it was in the girls' games. Free throw number 2 is good, and we're tied for the third time at 16. First minute of this second half, Hayes with the ball. Their first trip down the court with it this third quarter. Right side, here's Edwin Muller with it. Now they're working around up top. To Trey Oakley, down to Jack Weimer. Weimer weaves his way through, lost it momentarily, but picks it back up. Now right corner it goes Oakley. 7, he's to the right wing, entry feed the right block. Here's Reuter backing his way in. His reverse layup is nice and down. It's fifth point, set 18-16 with 6:53 to go here in the third quarter. So Hayes with the first field goal of the half for either side. Rumford with it out high, looking to penetrate. Give and go to Steckline, deflected, and a turnover. Scott City's 7th turnover of the night here. Had the right idea. And now with 6:38 to go, Weimer in the left corner. Here's a 3, and that is no. Rebound mistimed to Trango, and the putback is good for Trey Oakley, his first points of the night. Trango mistimed his jump, and Hayes now with their largest lead at 20-16 with 6:25 to go here in the third period. Eloy Ruelas now into Jackson Rumford. Rumford with it. He is immediately triple team, gets it stripped and stolen away in a turnover. Boy, not a good start to this half for the Beavers as we're nearly 2 minutes into the period. Hayes with the ball up by 4. They've scored the last 4, and now the last, 4 as that one misses and rebound to Jackson Rumford, coming off double-double on Friday night. And now right side, here's Steckline with it with 5:58 to go, trying to give and go to Rumford, back up top to Trango. Here's Brooks Bailey, left wing. One dribble, a couple of dribbles. Now here's Sage Steckline, gets it poked away, and that's going to be a foul on Weimer, and that'll be his first. And already 3 fouls on Hayes here in the first couple minutes of this second half. 20-16, Hayes with the lead. Scott City with the ball. I think if you learn a lot after here tonight here, boy, Muller had a hold of Trango's jersey, and I don't know if you can do that. Can't at least in play. Here's a screen right wing. Here's a 3. Ruelas can't get it in the rebound, reeled in by Isaac Fox. Scott City's shooting woes continue here in this second half. 5:35 to go. Nice cut and an easy layup that time for Dawson Reuter. He has 7. He has the last 4. 22-16. 5.5 to go third quarter after Sky City tied it at 16. Hayes with the last 6 points of this ball game, and now Trango with it. The Beavers need to get a field goal here and a whistle. And that's going to be a moving screen or a holding foul on Hayes, actually. That's going to be on Edwin Muller, and that's his first. Already 4 fouls on Hayes in this second half. Scott City hits a foul. First, I initially thought they were going to call a moving screen there out high, but they did not. I've watched Muller. He has been hanging on to the jersey a lot when he's been defending Trango here. And now Trango with the ball here with 5:12 to go third quarter. Up top with it is Sage Steckline into Rumford. Nice touch pass to Trango. He'll try a 3. He'll be too strong on it. Rumford gets it himself, and now dribbles it once. Now finds Trango underneath. He gets it stripped by Weimer, and he'll be the last to touch it. And it'll still stay Hayes High or Scott City Beaver basketball with 4:58 here in the third. Scott City still without a field goal. They have not had a field goal in the last 4 minutes of this ball game. They get it in to Rumford, powers his way. Nice right side. Here's Steckline looking to penetrate. Hangs, shot, crawls off. For the rebound, Trango underneath. He'll pull it back out, back up top. Oh, Eloy Ruelas in the half-court circle. That was close to becoming danger there. Trango with it. Now Steckline wanted to try the 3, but couldn't. Now Bailey up top. 4:35 to go third quarter. Beavers without a field goal yet this second half, and now immediately double team is now up top to Trango. He'll drive right baseline, then throw it or right lane line and throw it away. Turnover, 6-0 Hayes run, and Weimer drives in, Hank shoots, got it, and 1. 24-16 here with 4:22 to go third quarter. An 8-0 run for Hayes to begin this second half, and Scott City's had a lot of missed opportunities here. And that's a foul on Scott City, the first of the quarter. And Hayes with an 8-0 run here to go up 24-16, 4:22 in the third. That's the second foul on Eloy Ruelas. As back in is going to be Camden Volgamore as well as Coy Vance. So Weimer at the line. He has now 7 in the game. Hayes 1 at 2 at the line. And their run is still at 8. There's a rebound to Jackson Rumford. Scott City needs to get a basket here in a hurry. They're down 8 here, midway point of this third quarter at 24-16. Right side to Rumford. It flips it behind him to Eloy Ruelas. Scott City has not had a field goal in nearly 5 minutes. Halfway mark of this third quarter. They led 15-12 on the last field goal. And they tried to get it into Rumford, left block, and he gets it knocked out of his hands. And Hayes thought it was last touched by Rumford here with 3:54 to go. That time he jumped up and he got too far underneath the basket there. As Ruelas to trigger it in. Lobs it into Steckline, gets it deflected, picks it back up. Nice strong move. Now Vance will try a three. Can he get one to go? Yes, he can! His first three of the year and his first 3 points, and it's a 5-point game with 3:45 to go. So Coy Vance hits his first 3 of the year and his first 3 points of the night. His second straight start. And the Beavers back to within 5 at 24-19 with 3.5 to go third period. That was a big lift there for Scott City here in the point department. Their first field goal in a long time in almost 6 minutes. Left side, it goes out high, and a whistle. We got a push, and that'll be on Scott City's Coy Vance. That'll be his first, team's second of the quarter. 3:23 here in the third. Inbound in. We'll get it in here to Dawson Reuter. He'll just take it strong to the rack. He has 6 in the quarter, 9 for the game. 26-19, 3:18 to go third quarter. He's been a tough matchup this second half for Scott City. And now Rumford with it up top. Goes right to Coy Vance. Hayes, high percentage shooting. Lob into Rumford. Catches it. Will go up through contact. Can't get it to go, but he's got 2 free throws here with 3:07 to go in the third. That's the 5th foul on Hayes this quarter as well. And Trey Oakley picks up his second. Rumford 1 of 2 at the line. He's been the only one at the line tonight for Scott City. Hayes is just 1 of 3. Free throw for Rumford too strong. He'll get another one. Comes in at 72% on the year. 26-19 your score here with 3:07 to go. Hayes is led by as many as 8 in this ball game. It's right now at 7. Rumford trying to make it 6, and he does. 26-20 with 3:07 to go here in the third. Rumford with a dozen. He has 12 of their 20 points. And a night where points are at a premium. 3 minutes here in the third. Entry feed right baseline to Dawson Reuter, backing his way on Rumford. And that's going to be it. Block and 1. If anything, that's a no call, but official has the whistle, and he calls the first foul on Jackson Rumford. It's now 28-20 with 2:55 to go, and Reuter now with 11. He has 8 points in this quarter as he heads to the line. Hayes is 1 of 3 at the line tonight. Scott City 2 of 4. Second three-point play opportunity this half for Hayes. The sophomore eyes it, fires it. Off the back iron, the rebound to Sage Steckline for Scott City. Scott City back down by 8 with the ball. 2:50 to go in the third. Hayes made the 8-0 run. Scott City has not been able to get any closer than 6, or make that 5. Back behind pass, and now here's Rumford. He'll go up, and he's going to be called for the walk. Oh, man, Ruelas with a nice flip that time to Rumford, but the official calls the travel. 10th turnover of the game here with 2:42 to go in the third. I thought he had his pivot foot down, but the official says otherwise. Underneath, here's Reuter again, and guess what? He scores. He's had a big night. 30-20 with 2:27 to go third quarter, and that's points off turnovers. And Scott City now finds themselves down 10 here late third quarter. A long ways to go. But they have struggled on offense here in this third quarter. Only 1 field goal. Rumford will try a 3. He'll be too strong on that one, and the rebound loose, picked up by Hayes. And with it is Weimers. He tight ropes the sideline. He'll push it across, take it all the way. Layup leaves it short underneath. Then rebound fought for by Hayes, and they're going to whistle a timeout for Coach Sean Dreiling. 2 minutes to go third quarter. Hayes with a lead 30-20 over Scott City. It's a 30-second timeout. Basketball once again presented by True North Cafe, Turner Sheet Metal, Vogelmore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Western Kansas Insurance Services, Wheatland Electric, White's Food Line, or Wilkins Physical Therapy, and Winterland Farms. It just kind of, for whatever reason, it feels like the girls' game of the third quarter when Scott City really struggled scoring, and Hayes went out to their lead. It was 16-15 Hayes at the break here. They're on a 14-5 run in this third quarter here with 2 minutes to go third quarter. (30-20) is your score. The lone points of the second half on field goals is on a Coy Vance 3. His ties a season high, or correction, he had season high 9 against La Junta. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Inbound in right corner with it is Isaac Fox. Gets it in, and that time missing the layup, but getting the rebound, missing it again, and then stripped out of bounds by Scott City. Dawson Reuter had a couple chances underneath. Scott City unable to box him out. He has taken this game over in the second half. He has 10 points in the quarter, 13 for the game, and Jackson Rumford, who got a quick breather in to replace who? Coy Vance. With a $1:53 here in this third. Scott City down 10 at 30-20, and they're letting Reuter get great position in this third quarter. They'll throw it up top to Isaac Fox, and then they'll hand it off to Jack Weimer. Minute 45 to work in this third. Hayes with a 10-point lead, looking to expand on it. Now back up top, and here's a three for Reuter. That one's short. Rebound. Brooks Bailey couldn't handle it, and then it's tipped out high. You got to grab it with two hands if you're going to rebound it. Now here's Isaac Fox. He'll miss the three, and this time that's last touch, they'll say, by Trey Oakley as Isaac Fox attempted the three. Hayes with the lead. Scott City with the ball with a minute 30 to go in the third at 30-20. Scott City needs to get some points here. It's been a 12-4 run over the last 5 minutes for Hayes. Scott City had it tied at 16. Since then, it's been a 14-4 run. The last 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes of this game, Rumford with it, flips it out high to Ruelas. He'll try a three. Get in there. No. Long rebound, and hands of Dawson Reuter for Hayes. Scott City only 2 threes here tonight. Ruelas remains scoreless for the final minute of this third quarter. But Scott City is cold shooting in this third quarter here. They shot at 35% in that first half. They trail it by 10 here with 50 seconds to go third period. Entry feed in. Here's Dawson Reuter backing his way in. Puts the shoulder into Rumford and scores it, no foul. And it's now 32-20 with 43 seconds to go third quarter. And Coach Brian Gincher says you got to call that on our end as well. Here's Eloy Ruelas driving in his hanging shot. No, rebound. Rumford will go up, and he will not score it. My goodness. And a whistle and a tie. Oh, they're going to call a holding foul on Scott City. So the Beavers, boy, they cannot buy a basket in this third quarter. And that foul will be charged to Brooks Bailey as first. Team foul number 4 on Scott City. And back in for the Indians is Cooper Lindenmeyer. And Hayes is on a 16-5 run in this quarter. They lead at 32-20, and Scott City's gone ice cold from the floor. They were about 20-some% a year ago against Hayes as well. In that game in Scott City, the Beavers and Indians combined for 45 free throws attempted. Scott City shot 24% a year ago. Hayes is going to go for the final shot in the period. They are up by 12 on a 16-5 run in this quarter, and they get a whistle and a foul. Bailey's second, team foul number 5. That evens up the foul count in the second half. And 2 free throws for Weimer, who is 0 for 2 there tonight, but is at 59% on the year. Scott City tonight just 1 of 4. 32-20 late third quarter. Free throw on the way. He got that one to go. He has 7, make that 8. 33-20. Isaac Fox back in to replace Cooper Lindenmeyer. So after there were hardly any fouls called in the first half, they're calling a lot here in the second half, and the free throw is good, and it makes it a 34-20 game. 8 seconds to go third quarter. With it is Ruelas. He'll dribble across with 4-3. He'll drive in, gets a strip by Weimer, and that'll stop the clock with 1.8 left in the third quarter. An 18-5 run in this third quarter for Hayes, and they lead it 34-20. Ruelas to inbound it in. Scott City struggled shooting here in this quarter. Now, get a shot, not in time, and that's in your third quarter. 34-20, you got to look for a shot there, and the Beavers did not. And they're down 14 heading into the fourth at 34-20. Back in a minute, this is Beaver basketball. 34-20, back in a minute, this is Beaver basketball.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Foodliner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers and More, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 controls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
Beavers trail by 14 after Hayes goes on an 18-5 run in the third quarter, 34-20. And it'll be Hayes' ball to begin the fourth quarter. Scott City led by Jackson Rumford with 12. He only had 2 points on at the foul line this third quarter. The Beavers only 1 field goal in that third period. And with it is Dawson Reuter, who leads them now in scoring. He has 17, including 14 in the half. He has had his way with the Beavers this second half. 36-20 with 7:43 to go. And he has just been able to be dominant in the... And here's a run for 3 up top. No, and the rebound to Hayes. Weimer with it. And the shooting woes continue in the second half for Scott City. As since the first quarter, other than Coy Vance's 3 and the lone field goal in the third quarter, Jackson Rumford has been the only one that has scored since the first quarter other than Vance. Hayes with it. Weimer up top. Now they're working around to Trey Oakley. 7:10 to go in this one. Out high left to Jack Weimer. But how many bunnies has Scott City missed underneath as well? Trying to feed it in, and almost want to foul to not. Oh, that's a good defensive play. Almost a foul. Reuter's blocked shot and rebound, then they lose it. Here's a layup blocked by Steckline out of bounds. Good hustle play on the layup attempt by Johnny Cano. .6:53 to go in this one. Beavers down 16 at 36-20. Only 1 field goal in this second half, and they have not scored in over 4 minutes. The layup, no. And rebound last touched by Scott City, they'll say, after Fox had it stripped out of his hands. Inbounding it in will be Weimer. Gets it in to Reuter, then back to Weimer with 6:45 to go. With it, Kaiser Fox. Reuter was elbowing there, and then they're going to call a travel out high. That'll be the 7th Hayes turnover. Boy, you could see Reuter fighting for position, maybe throwing in a little elbow there on Rumford's chest. And they let that play. Back in will be Coy Vance for Sage Steckline. He may have taken a shot. He's got, looks like he might have a bloody nose there. He comes to the bench here with 6:35 to go. Right side, here's Brooks Bailey. Now Alex Trango looking to drive in, but can't. Cut off up top. They go left side to Jackson Rumford. Rumford with it. Up top, here's Ruelas. His 3 is partially blocked. Vance will save it and try to knock it off, but right, he gets it to Trango. He'll put it up, and a score and a foul. Finally, Scott said he gets a field goal again. A 4-minute drought there, 36-22 with 6:18 to go. That's on Dawson Reuter. He picks up his first foul with 6:18 to go. Trango at the line, 55% on the year, trying to make this a 13-point game, and he does just that. He has 6, 36-23. Laid down to a baker's dozen for Hayes. Beavers applied some pressure in the backcourt. 6:12 to go. Boy, Scott City is going to look back at their shooting here, and almost a Weimer turnover, but then behind the defense, the layup is good. Oakley with the basket is 4, 38-23 with 6 minutes to go. Back over goes to the Beavers in the front court. Right with it, Eloy Ruelas. Entry feed to Rumford. And a spin move goes to his right. Bank shot through contact. Can't get it. Out of bounds as he tried to get the rebound. Man, looked like Rumford was definitely held going up, but they did not call it there. It was 5:48 to go. The backcourt there, you got Weimer. He'll take it across the 10-second line, and now right side a whistle and a foul on Scott City on that one. And they'll get Alex Trango with his 3rd foul here with 5:38 to go. His 3rd foul, first team foul of the 4th quarter. Oakley to inbound it in. Nice. Trango with a steal. He's going to go up for an uncontested layup. He'll just jump stop, and he has the last 5 for Scott City, 38-25. 5:31 to go, and Brian Gentry wants a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 5:30 to go in this one. Beavers fighting, but down 13 at 38-25. Back in a minute. This is Scott City basketball.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
Beavers 2 then 13 here, and Scott City burns a timeout. 5.5 to go, 38-25. Scott City with a couple field goals here in this fourth quarter, just 3 for them in the second half. 2 of them have been on a three-pointer or three-point play in transition with it right side. Here's Fox. He'll put it up and score it. Scott City has been unable to get back-to-back baskets in the second half. Fox, who had 8 in the first half, now has 10. 40-25 with 5:15 to go. Driving in as Trango draws the foul on Cano, his first. Second foul on Hayes High this fourth quarter. Indians are going to get a brand new school here in a couple years. They're building that. This high school will turn into their middle school. Bond they passed a year ago or so, or almost a year ago. They'll get it up top. Here is Bailey in left corner to Rumford. He'll try a 3. He'll be strong on that one. Way strong on the backside board to Dawson Reuter. And in transition, losing him and picking back up was Cano. Final 5 minutes of this one. Up top to Jack Weimer, 40-25. Hayes with the lead. Ball poked away from behind. Coach Sean Dryling wanted to foul out high on that one, and they look at him and say no. It'll still stay Hayes High ball. Now they're done with the auxiliary gym for the night. C-team game over. They shut the garage door there. 4:54 to go. That's just right next door here. Weimer looking to drive in. He'll hang, shoot, and score it. He has 11 and 8 in that, or 6 in the half. 42-25. The route is on for Hayes with 4:40 to go. And now Ruelas loses it, and that's a turnover on Scott City, their 12th of the night. That's been their big issue here, especially in the second half. Weimer pivots up top. Now right side wide open. Layup good, no good, and a foul. Hard foul by Eloy Ruelas will send Trey Oakley to the line for 2. Ruelas will pick up his 3rd foul. Team foul number 2 of the fourth quarter. But he earned that foul. Steckline to check in after this free throw for Trey Oakley, who's 65% on the year. Hayes tonight, the line has actually struggled. They are 3 of 6. And 3 of 7. Steckline and also Avery Radke in for the first time. The 6-foot sophomore Brooks Bailey, Corey Vance exit. 4:27 to go. Beavers down by 17, 42-25. Free throw number 2 is good. And Oakley with his 5th point all in the second half, 43-25. Scott City in jeopardy of having their season low of points here. That was last week against Hugoton. 43-25 with 4:18 to go. Ruelas now to Radke. Radke dribble out high, now goes right side over to Alex Trango. He'll drive in. His runner is good. He's got 7 on this quarter and 10 for the game. 43-27. 4 minutes to go in this one. He has all 7 of Scott City's points in this final period. As the lead back down to 16, but Scott City's not been able to get back-to-back possessions of points in this second half. Haven't had a series of points. Now Weimer stops, pops a 3, no. Rebound Steckline, that's tipped out by Hayes. And it'll be Scott City's ball. Beavers still fighting in here, down 16 with 3:43 to go. 43-27 your score. Tarango to take it to the front court, hands it off to Steckline, then Rumford. And now with it is Ruelas looking to drive in. He's still scoreless here tonight. And now almost stolen away, kept alive by Ruelas. Goes right to Sage Steckline. Nice give. Here's Tarango driving in. Oh, he tried to dish it. Rumford wasn't expecting the pass, but he did track it down, and then ball knocked out. And that'll save the possession for the Beavers with 3:22 to go. Back in for Hayes is Edwin Mueller. Haven't seen him in a long time. He'll replace Johnny Cano. 43-27 with 3:22 remaining. And now to Tarango from Rumford. He's up top with it is Jackson. He's been quieted in the second half. 2 free throws, and that'll be a foul on the floor. And that'll be on Kaiser Fox's 4th. And the 3rd of the quarter on Hayes. 43-27 your score. Scott City triggered in with Rumford. They'll get it into Eloy Ruelas. Now up top it goes to Alex Tarango. Out high between the rings to Avery Radke. Radke trying to get it in and force it in a turnover. Tried to force it into Rumford, but it's stolen away. Weimer, oh, that'll be a foul on the floor. And all Weimer did was just lean into Ruelas to draw the foul. And that'll be his 4th foul with 3:04 to go. 3rd of the quarter. Camden Volgamore in for Scott City. Dawson Reuter in for Hayes. That'll be Radke, and that'll be Isaac Fox for Hayes. So Ruelas stays out there with 4 fouls here with 3:04 to go in this one. Weimer to inbound it in. Those it up top to Kaiser Fox. They want Weimer in the left corner. Turn around the 3, but quickly guarded by Ruelas. And now pump fake on the 3, driving in, and now dish it right side. Here is Cooper Lindenmeyer. Left corner here is Mueller. Entry feed in to Dawson Reuter, backing his way, and a flick shot, no. Rebound, Scott City had it, but now they finally got it after it was deflected momentarily into the hands of Volgamore with 2:40 to go. Beavers are going to drop this one, and it's been a tough stretch here. They'll get Ulysses on Friday. Rumford's 3 short, and shooting woes continue for the Beavers. Here's Hayes the other way with Weimer. 43-27 with 2:25 to go. 3's not hitting tonight for Scott City, only 2. Underneath, a shot up, no, and they're going to whistle and a foul or timeout by Coach Sean Dreiling. It's going to be a 30. He has those. He has the last one at his dispersal with 2:21 to go. So the Beavers will go to Ulysses on Friday, Lakin on Tuesday, and they'll switch it to a full. Let's come back in a minute. This is Beaver basketball. Scott City in the second half and able to get points on back-to-back possessions. 2:10 to go in this one. Entry feeding at Rumford, and they're going to, oh man, that's a tough break. That'll foul out Kaiser Fox. That's a final foul to give as well, as Rumford's getting ready to go in for the 2-point shot. Fox will exit here with 2:07 to go. Team foul number 4, and in for him will be Cooper Johnson in for the first time, a 6-foot junior. Lob into Volgamore, catches it, looking to drive in, jump stop, hangs, bank shot. Oh gosh, that goes halfway in and out, and rebound to Hayes. Man, how many of those has Scott City missed tonight? And Weimer will go in and rim off. They've missed a few of those as well. Here's Tarango back the other way, lead past the Steck line. Now finds a cutting Tarango, and he gets pushed, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2. He has 10 in the game for Scott City, and they'll call that foul on Edwin Muller. You can hear the official in the quieted gym with 1:47 to go. So Tarango back to the line. Scott City tonight 3 of 5 at the line. Free throw, rimming's out. Kano in for Hayes to replace Jack Weimer. His night's probably done. The effort was there for Scott City tonight, just the execution in the second half wasn't. Tarango hits the second free throw. He has 11, 46-28, 1:45 to go. A pressure in the backcourt, broken across, though, by Cooper Johnson. Spin move, and now finds Cooper Lindenmeyer. Left corner, it goes to Dawson Reuter. He had 14 of his points in that second half, and now he loses it. Rumford strips it, stolen away in a turnover, just the 8th tonight, and a layup on the other, no for Volgamore, and the rebound goes to Cooper Johnson with 1:20 to go, and now stolen away. Here's Camden Volgamore with 2-on-1 numbers. He walked with it, tried to lob it in, and Scott City commits turnover number 14. Coy Vance in for Camden. And Hayes will sub in Trace Jacobson for the first time, a 5'11 junior. He'll replace Dawson Reuter, who will finish with a game-high 17, including 14 in this quarter. 1:15 left in this one. His pass is stolen away, and another turnover. That's Hayes' 10th of the night. Scott City needs to capitalize on some of these turnovers with 1:05 to go. See if they can get some momentum here, get some confidence going into the Friday night's game of Ulysses. Here's Rumford. He gets held, and they're going to get 2 free throws. That'll be on Lindenmeyer, his 3rd, I believe, with 61 seconds remaining. Rumford, only 2 points this half, and that's at the foul line where he's 2 of 4. Scott City had 15 in the first half, 13 in this half, and now 14. It's 46-29 with 1:01 to go. Avery Radke in for Sage Steckline, who will exit, and his night's probably done with just 2 points. Second free throw, and Rumford gets that one dropped in. He has 14, 46-30. First time that Scott City scored on back-to-back possessions this second half. Out the foul line with 50 seconds to go. 8-6 Beavers will be at 6-9 Ulysses on Friday night. Can be a scary Ulysses team. Right corner it goes, driving in. Here's Johnny Cano, loses it, picks it back up. 40 seconds to go. The Beavers will have their season low of points here tonight in Hayes at 30. 30 seconds to go in this one. Moeller with it up top, drives in, dishes right wing. 3 on the way for Johnson, no. Rebound underneath, and the follow-up, no, and a foul. Moeller will head to the line for 2 charity shots. He has not missed there this year. The foul will be charged to Alex Tarango. That is his 4th. And Brendan Bailey is going to get his first action, as will Caston Wren, with 25.2 to go in this one. Free throw good. He's still not missed. He has, at the line this year, 47-30 with 25.2 to go. This feels like reminiscent of the boys' game where it was tight the first half, and then Hayes took over in the third quarter, and Scott City could not buy a field goal the second half. Second free throw is rimming in and out. First miss of the year, but Hayes with the board with Trey Jacobs. And ball deflected, and Tarango with the steal. 11th Hayes turnover. 15 seconds to go in this one. Brendan Bailey with it. Up top in deflection and a turnover. 15th Scott City turnover. Layup is good. 49-30 with 6 seconds to go. The layup by Mueller. He has 6 on this half. Tarango will dribble this one out, and Scott City will have a season low of points. 49-30 they'll lose to Hayes. The Beavers fall to 8-6 on the year. Hayes improves to 8-5. Post-game show to begin after this 3-minute break. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.